Now you took the fun out of it.
I was gonna say something bad, but I'm glad that I waited.
Oops. Hello, we're live. I accidentally was not ready. Here we are.
You did that to yourself.
We did 2 countdowns. I'm so good. Okay. Welcome to Perception Studio. We're playing Mouse Guard. Sarah's here. Welcome, Sarah.
Hi.
We are going to pick up basically where we left off. Reed, do I need slow mode for chat? No, I'm fine.
We are currently in slow-mo, just let
Yeah,
me say.
it's because
I definitely feel like
Alex can't read things that are quick. We're playing Mouse Guard. It's where a bunch of mice are on a team and they sometimes fight things. And they protect the other mices, and everything is really nice. Players, would
Love
you
it.
like to introduce yourselves before we jump into a quick recap of last week and what we did?
Oh, sure. Hi, my name is Nick, and I am playing Tom Tillabook.
My name's John, and I'm going to be playing Julius Cheeser. My name is Ben, and I'm going to be playing Brick.
Hi, my name is Sarah, and I am going to be playing, what is my name? Naylan Huckletuck.
That's adorable.
Nayland Huckletuck.
All right. Before we do jump into a little recap of what happened last week and what we might end up getting into tonight, if you'd like to participate in the telling of our story this evening, there are a couple different ways you can do that. Our first donation is, of course, the blessing, as per usual. I believe the blessing adds not a dice.
A success?
Yes. It
What do
adds
you want?
a singular success to a player's roll. Let's say that's what it is.
Sure.
So we'll get into a little bit of the dice mechanics, but basically what that does is it just adds like 1 automatic, for sure, to a player's roll. And you usually will have to meet like 3 to 4 would be an average roll, 5 to 6 would be really tough to get to. But we're usually rolling a pool of dice. And so blessing's just a little, hey man, do good this time, bonus to the players. New choice is a slight word adaptation of twist, because there is something in this game called twist, and so I just thought it would be confusing. But we're using the same mechanic for the players. If you think that they might have fun doing a little poking at each other and making each other try new things, new choice is the donation for you. $25, character, item, trope. This is all up to you guys. We got 2 lovely characters last week. One of them was the hunter born of twilight, a fox with a silver coat who's real spooky and scary like. And the other was Squidget the Shrew, one of the Mouse Guard's little buddies, who may or may not be a little bit of a conspiracy theorist, but we love her anyway. She's so cute. And finally, of course, we have for $50 a persona point. Persona points in this game basically function as little points that the players can tick off to add an extra dice to their dice pool, to basically up the chances of rolling really well. Rather than having to tap into some other ability to do so, they can just spend a point. So, $50 persona point. And of course, every $100, all the lovely players across the screen from me are going to sing for you a lovely bard song. And I suppose if we hit 3, then I'll sing the 3rd one. If you guys get really lucky.
Great.
All right. So, players, usually when we play this game, we will start off with a little bit of what is called the prologue at the top of this game. And the player gets like a slight little, little narrative tick added to their chart. For later, a little bonus for doing that prologue. But since this is our first game with all 4 of us all together, what I would love to do is just, Sarah, weave your lovely character back into some of the roleplay that we did leading into the GM's turn last week. We kind of started a bit of our prologue. You can set what your goal is. Yes, what your goal is for this quest. And then I will send all of you little mice on your way. Sound like fun?
Yeah.
Let's do it. So,
Yeah.
last week, Well, actually, this crisp, fine spring morning, Brick and Squidget, you guys were talking a little bit about like some of Squidget's new sort of inventions that she's been working on. You're kind of being encouraging for her towards that. And Thom, you kind of bustled into this conversation and whisked Brick away off onto a brand new mission, off to go find Julius. Naylin, what sort of a guard mouse are you? What's your general? We got to know these mice a lot better last week, I think, than you, unfortunately. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Yeah.
I think that Naylin is pretty impetuous. He's very excitable. He's really like wants to prove that he is worth something. He's just like ready to go. I don't think that he is probably strictly invited on whatever mission that we are going on. I think he's just there. I think he just came with I'm gonna say that I'm not even sure that he's actually like a full member of the guard, but he in his heart believes he is, and so I think he's just sort of he's coming with. He's a real excitable fella.
Amazing. So for the sake of logistics here, what is your I love this concept. I'm so excited by your mouse already. What is your mouse's rank? Are you actually a guard mouse? Are you a little tender
Yeah,
mouse?
he's a little tender paw. Yeah. Yeah, I think like if you guys have seen the Super Mario Brothers movie, I think this is Toad.
It's giving Toad. Yeah, we love to see
Yeah,
that.
like he's just like, what? I came. Like, what are you? Or like when Ken stowed away in the back of the car in the Barbie movie, like he's just like, I just gotta go. What are you? I could help. Probably.
He has absolutely no right. He's way out of his depth, but we love him.
100%.
And we will protect him. Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
Players. So here's what I would love to do then. Let's pick up. You three have gathered up your little mouse belongings for whatever you need to bring on your little journey. And you are literally on your way out the gates of Lockhaven. And I believe that Gwendolyn had, let's say that she sent you in the direction of Thistledown, actually. Which is just a little bit north of y'all. That's where the last sighting of, this is where you guys are? This is where you're going. In that direction.
Great.
That's where the last sighting of this ooky spooky fox was. And Naylin, I think you literally, no pun intended, you tailed the messenger mouse that gave this little scroll of paper to Thom. And you know that Tom is going to be out here conducting some foolery. Like, you know that he's going to be going on some mission that you weren't invited on again.
Some tomfoolery?
Some tomfoolery, as it were. Absolutely.
My reputation precedes me.
Yes, absolutely. And I think you, if anything, I think it's possible that you, Tom is a war hero, so that you may have even heard tales of his like great adventures, and perhaps you even idolize like a little bit of what he does. And you see him talking to this brick mouse who, you know, like she's a little bit more experienced than you. She's actually a guard mouse. But, like, you think you're probably just as good as she is if you could just be given the chance, for sure.
Yeah,
definitely. And then there's this Julius guy he's a little bit odd, but he seems really experienced, and you feel, I don't know, you can decide what you feel about him, but he's definitely, he is a valuable part of the team. And as they are all making their way out of this town, I think you know that they are off to go on an adventure. What would you like to do?
So I think this is not the first time that Naylin has talked to Tom. I think that Naylin hangs out around Tom a lot and like has probably written down a bunch of the stories good enough that like he could probably tell them himself. So I think he feels like he's going to be like, this is going to be great because Tom and I are buds. Like
Yeah.
we're friends, and he's
Amigos,
essentially
home slice, friends.
yeah. Like he's my listen. I'm fairly certain that like he training me in an official capacity. So I'm just gonna scurry up
Thank you, Kira.
to Tom. Adjust my pack. It's probably too full. I'm very small. Tom, hey, listen. Yeah, no, I'm here. We're good. I'm here.
Great. Did
Got
you
it.
need something, Nayland? Is everything all
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, no, it is great now because I am here and I am going to help you with our mission. That's right.
What?
Did you not get the mission?
Oh no,
Messenger
I
was supposed to come out with the scroll, and then we're gonna go on the mission. The four of us.
Sweet, the four,
On a
all four.
mission.
Oh, I did
It's
receive.
a 4-tail mission, right? So you only have 3 tails, and I'm the 4th
Well,
tail.
I mean, I knew that the mission was for us. I did not know that it was for
Us. Right, exactly.
You, including
Us.
Is this approved? Does Gwendolyn know about this?
I mean, Gwendolyn sent the mission, right?
To the 3 of us?
Us. To us.
Well, I just want to ensure that we're not stepping on official business. You know how Gwendolyn can be when it comes to the
Right.
Mouse Guard.
So obviously, all of us have to go. Then she would be upset if we deviated from the mission. I don't know what. Also, I brought snacks, so.
Well, that is certainly handy. Well,
Yeah.
as myself and some friendly soldiers used to say, no mouse left behind. So I suppose this
that's me, I'm
could be
the mouse.
you are, yes, of course.
Yeah.
I suppose this is good field experience, a field trip. Some might call it.
Right.
All right then. Well, off we go.
Right. So we're gonna fight a.
I don't know
ox.
that we're
gonna
fighting
stab
anything.
something. We're gonna stab a thing.
Ooh, I don't know about that. I think we should perhaps get there first, and then we can assess the situation.
Julius looks like he wants to stab something. See, look at it. Thumbs up.
Well,
We're- yeah.
I think that we are all capable in protecting ourselves should the need
Absolutely.
I could stab a thing.
yes.
arise.
Yeah, see, Rick's gonna stab a thing.
I mean, I could.
I
use
could.
A
I
scribe.
don't know that I will.
I could use a scribe to kind of, take notes of my deeds.
I think taking notes is a wonderful idea. I think we should
Right.
be perceptive of our environment as we travel and keeping
Sure,
our
yeah.
eyes
That
peeled.
is a
at all-
great idea. Julius, if you could get right on that, that would be great.
This is so delightful already. I love this game so much.
I think your tenacity is unmatched. I don't know that
You are
Wait, it's
not the
unmatched?
first person
Really?
to say that.
well, it is of a caliber that I have not seen in quite some time.
Oh,
but the two of
Wow. Because I think I'm pretty tenacious usually.
The drama already.
What'd you say your name was?
That's Tom. Do you not know that?
No, not
That's
Tom. You. Who are you?
Tom gets like a little bit of spearmint from the satchel and just starts to chew on it. It's
Yeah.
like,
Because you're. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I'm-
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be this way, but I feel like you're kind of coming in here, and telling everyone what to do, and I don't know who you are.
Well,
I mean, it's fine if like that's what you're
Rude.
supposed to be doing, but
I mean,
like-
did you not get the briefing? I got a briefing on all of you. I knew who I was going to be traveling with. Like, you didn't. Did Gwendolyn not
I
tell
don't-
you about all of us?
I think Tom's the one with the briefing. Were we all supposed to get a briefing, Tom?
not that I'm aware of. I was told to gather the two of you in my
The
briefing. as a-
two of us.
Yes, you were
The two
named.
of us.
Mhm.
The two.
It's it's difficult as a patrol leader. I've not gone out quite as much recently, recovering from the Weasel Wars and taking care of affairs here in Lockhaven, so I'm not sure if procedurally things are different now with other patrol leaders. I suppose if you really think it's best that you accompany us on a mission that is potentially dangerous even for veteran Mouse Guards. And you still being inducted into the Guard as a tender paw, I would not want to put you in a situation that would harm you. But if you feel as though you are prepared for any danger or ill will that may befall us, then, well, you are braver than I than when I was a young tender paw.
But seriously, who are you though?
I mean, you're being really mean.
No, I'm sorry. I genuinely don't.
But my
think,
name is Naylan Huckletuck.
Hi.
And I know that you're Rick, and then that's Julius, and then that's Tom, and we're all supposed to go be heroes together.
Okay.
And
Okay. Well, it's nice to meet you,
that's
Naylan.
what I know.
Okay.
So,
I'll
let me ask you something, because I'm, you know, I think clearly, I mean, again, you have the spirit within you to protect mouse kind, and I think that's a wonderful thing. Where did you receive your briefing from? How did you hear about this? I just want to.
I heard it from Gwendolyn.
Okay. Did she give you a missive? Is it written down? Did you just find her and talk to her?
She talked about it.
All right. And she mentioned myself and my companions here.
Yes. I
Naylan,
heard her say all of those things.
I'm sorry. I feel like I've upset you, and I didn't know who you were, and I think what I was trying to actually ask is what your name was, because I don't think you introduced yourself or you didn't say that, but
Sure.
I was just confused. So I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be mean.
I didn't know that you were mean. That's all. If I had
What?
I would have approached you differently if I knew that you were mean. That's
Well,
all.
I think maybe.
I don't. Am I mean?
That was so rude. It was very rude.
I don't.
How do you not know Naylan?
Well,
You know Naylan?
not every
Yeah, of
mouse
course
knows
I do.
every mouse. I mean, we can be clear about that. It's okay. I mean, here's the thing.
Am I mean?
Yes.
I don't. Well, I mean, I think we've all gotten off to some sort of misunderstanding.
I feel like precocious, maybe, but
All right.
mean?
Here, I'm gonna start handing out pieces of spearmint. Let's everyone
It's only
just.
supposed to be a prologue. We're just getting so into it already.
Just a little bit of a balm, something to kind of to bond us, a little bit of a calm. Let's start over, shall we? This mission is potentially very important to the bordering lands around Lockhaven, and if we are to be successful, we need to be a united front. So, I think perhaps a misunderstanding of who was meant to be on this mission. Naylan, I apologize. Gwendolyn did not make me aware that there would be a fourth companion with us, but I think you've made your case. I mean, your spirit is lively, and that's an energy I think that we could certainly use in a missive that is hopefully a diplomatic one, and that we don't see any fur and teeth and claws and such. So
Except for ours.
except for our own, of course, yes, we
Right.
need those. But any that mean to do us harm, let's say. And as for, I don't think anybody within Lockhaven or the Guard is particularly mean-spirited. I would know. I knew quite a mean mouse in my day. There were a few guards, and I'll tell you this: they did not remain as Mouse Guard very long. That sort of demeanor does not serve this community. So the fact that you both are Mouse Guards and you are an incoming Mouse Guard here, well, I think that means there's not a mean mouse in the bunch.
And off of that, Naylan, would you like to let me know what your goal is for this little quest? And while you think about it, Tom writes a note, finds a messenger, and has it delivered to Gwendolyn. Naylan involved herself again. Himself
Yeah.
again.
I
I will
did.
add,
It's true.
keeping it to official business, fold unfold. Postscript. I'll be sure to take care of him. He will be fine.
Yeah. I'm
And
sure, yeah. Time allowing, you
I-
probably would get some kind of response. Nayland.
Nayland wants to be a full-fledged member of the Guard. Wants to be
Okay.
inducted into the Guard. That's
So, yeah, as a result of this, your goal is to get some kind of recognition that you'll be allowed to start training to be an official Guard member.
yes.
Awesome.
All of the
Okay.
training has been entirely on his own.
Yeah. You've had your senior. You don't really have like a mentor assigned to you yet. So there's your imaginary cloak is waving in your wind, and you're just like really hoping that one day you'll be able to earn it.
There's lots of sketches of Nayland in like a mouse guard uniform
Yeah.
in his
Mhm.
like lots of them.
Yeah, I'm sure. All right, lovely.
Making a little note about each person's interactions and how he has to win over Brick because clearly Brick hates him. So
perfect.
to figure out a way, maybe Brick likes berry tarts, and I will give her one soon.
Yeah, maybe. The look of disdain I just received. Oh my gosh.
I go to eat one more spearmint, and then I grab 3.
Oh my gosh. All right. Amazing. So here we are. We've now entered a portion of the game called the GM's turn.
Yay! You get to have fun now.
Yay.
Yay! So basically what I've got to do is I get to prepare for you guys, present to you really, 2 obstacles. Not counting any unexpected twists, of course. So twists occur when you fail to completely overcome an obstacle.
We all have, the 3 of us have 1 twist from donations from last week. Is that correct?
You have one new choice.
I'm sorry, 1 new. Thank you very much. Thank you. This is why we named it differently, and
Yes.
my brain's not doing that.
It's totally fine because I also was just thinking about that.
I just
also.
had a crisis of conscience that I totally don't have in real life, where my friends are fighting around me, and I want everyone to just be happy.
New choice.
Okay.
Do something else, be friends.
Everything's fine.
Oh,
Everything's
your
fine.
daddy,
Everyone's
you're
fine.
fighting
We're all-
again.
We're all friends. Everything's fine.
Oh my gosh. Okay, lovely. So let me turn to Spring in this little book, and then I will tell you. I had an idea for my first obstacle, but just in case. Okay, so you all venture out into the woods surrounding Lockhaven towards Thistledown. Because that's the direction that Gwendolyn had told you the fox had last been spotted in. Now, of course, if any of you would like to, you are welcome to make some kind of a roll in order to like try to track it down or get a better estimate of where it might be. But for the time being, unless I have any volunteers for that, you
I mean, you can't just put that in front of Nayland because Nayland will do it.
amazing.
So would that be a Pathfinder check?
We're playing
Yes.
Mouse Guard, Ben. What? Come on.
Actually, yes, Pathfinder.
Sorry,
Pathfinder
it's only
is a
because it's
different
you. It's
system.
only because it's you.
I know.
It'd be
I
completely
fully-
different
full
dice. There wouldn't be
confusion.
any snakes or swords or axes involved.
The
this
only
one.
time I'll make that joke. I
Yes,
promise.
if you would like to, you
I would
or
love to.
Nayland or perhaps both might be able to make some kind of a.
The only reason I ask is because I have a Pathfinder of 4, which is like, 2
Pretty
below.
good.
Like,
Oh,
as
sure.
good
So
as
are
it
we
can be.
now having a my dice are bigger than your dice conversation
Well,
between?
well,
Are you
say.
subtweeting Sarah right now in the
This
expectation?
is when Brick's not mean. I don't know
I'm
what
able
you're
to
talking
be. I can
That's
have,
not Brick, that's Ben.
It's
There you go.
So I would like then to perhaps say that Brick and Nayland, you both rush to try to take initiative and be the better finder of paths. Please roll your Pathfinder.
okay. Right. Well, I got 2 axes.
Oh, nice. Oh, wow. Does that mean you get to roll again because it's technically a 6? Do they explode? Or is that not how this works for this kind of a check?
if you spend a fate point.
No, only if you're spending things.
Yeah.
Just kidding. That's still
Oh,
incredible.
right. You
That's-
spend fate to
That's
make them
great.
explode.
Yeah,
that's
that's
so good. Thank you so much. And Brick, how'd that go for you?
I got a sword.
A sword?
I mean, like, 2 swords, but that's misleading
On the
because it's
singular
on
dice.
1 die. So I said a sword.
Right. That's so good. Out of 4 dice that you rolled?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is golf rules, right?
Yeah, I think you always better, I'm pretty sure.
Roll low,
That's so good.
Rolling under, I think.
So I think here's what I would like to posit to you all is what happens, because we're all telling this story together. But in my head, how this looks is, Brick, you like scurry your way up to the top of this little hill, and with your cape blowing in the wind, you feel so majestic and right about all of your choices.
Just like
And-
real life.
Just like in
Yeah.
life.
and Naylin, even for a moment, you might go like a little bit hard-eyed, like, wow, she really does know what she's doing. Like,
man.
she looks great. And I think
what
you
a
kind
magical
of,
mouse.
shuffle up right behind, and you're like, no, I can do this too, though. I can do it. And you're like, kind of glance behind you at Tom, and I
Give
think
him a little thumbs up.
yeah, like, hey, how am I doing, boss? And then I think, Brick, you point down in one direction, and you're like, this is it. This is where we need to go. Vanedead, I see your tip. I will read it out in just a moment. You point down the hill in a direction, like, actually pointing, like, dead towards Thistledown, and you feel really confident about this. And as you start to pick your way down the hill, you, like, almost fumble over this sort of, like, twig sticking up out of the earth. And Naylin actually puts a paw out and is, like almost pushes you away from where there's this very large, like, sort of rut in the ground that you could have fallen into and really muddied yourself up if she hadn't been there, or if he hadn't been there to really catch you where you were stepping. And Naylin, you point out a safer way down this hill where you guys won't get tracked up in too much kind of sticky, gross springtime mud.
Thanks, Dylan.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks.
Kind of dust you off a little.
No, don't.
Well,
Just-
well done, both of you. It seems like we've got a direction.
Great job.
Lovely. Yeah. And just to confirm, as you all kind of pick your way around this really muddy patch, you can see a very large foxy paw print in the mud, and you know that you can feel it looks fairly fresh, like you're definitely heading in the right direction. Vanedead, tip $25. Wolf Greyclaw. He is a patrol leader who is a mouse that is very wolfish in his looks and has the habit of whistling a rather menacing tune. Despite his rather sinister presence, he's actually quite nice. He was sent out to make sure Neelan survives. Amazing. I will introduce this character. So, you all are making your way, and as you, like, leave Lockhaven, the clearing that is, that Lockhaven is kind of built into, the sort of side of this hill, then becomes more and more forested as you make your way kind of down this area. And as you find yourselves, like, further and further into this forest, you now encounter, like, although Neelan and Brick, you both feel like you have a pretty good scent and a pretty good grip on where this fox is headed off to. Unfortunately, where you all have now found yourselves is at a bit of a sticky spot. You're going to have to make a tough decision. So this is your first obstacle. What you find in front of you is there are 2 very large trees, and between them what has happened is the springtime rain has sort of created a very like where it usually would be perhaps a bit thick and forested and something you might have to pick your way through, but you could do it on foot, has now filled in with mud, muck, and rainwater. So it just looks very precarious, very wet. You might have to build some kind of a boat, or if any of you could swim across, you're not really sure. But it is deep and dense enough that you know that you couldn't walk it the way you usually would. Or if you tried to go around the sort of roots of this very large tree, and like all of the sort of surrounding trees as well. You might be able to pick your way through, but it would take you significantly longer, you expect. And as you are getting closer to Thistledown, you notice there are a number of brambles and thorns which have grown their way in between, like in the thicket of all of these trees. And so you know it would be a very precarious, very careful sort of climb through were you to opt in that direction.
To go around.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you've either got to go through and float something or try and swim, or you have to go around, but you'd still have some physical stuff in your way, and it would prove very difficult.
Will my hair be helpful at all in crossing through the middle in terms of its size?
So your hair could probably carry about half of the party.
All right.
And you don't know whether or not the other mice might be as good riders as you are. So it would take some time for, like, you probably would have to take people across, mice across one at a time.
All right. So it wouldn't be as quick of a...
It wouldn't be as quick, and it's possible it would pose a bit of a threat to your hair. You don't know how many times you could really pull off. It's really
Sure.
wide.
Okay.
Pull off this feat safely.
Okay. That's good to know.
You know, my parents are craftspeople, and I could build a raft. We could build a raft.
Sure. Yeah, would love to assist you in that. The three of you, we can make a raft steady enough for you. I can travel across on my hair, and we can move together.
Let's do it.
All right. Yes. Let's start looking for
Whip
anything
out
we
my
can
sword and I
use.
just start hitting just random little branches. Like, let's do this,
To get
guys.
some stuff down.
It's Minecraft.
Yes.
This.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Just
So
punch a tree.
let's see what kind of skills we might use in order to build this little raft. So we need to like harvest something, right? So I want Julius to make some kind of a check in order to like, let's say either survivalist or if you have something that you think is a bit more
I have
applicable.
harvester.
Ooh.
Sure. I do think that harvester like might have a little bit more to do with like food than actual materials for building something, but
Would hunter be an appropriate skill in this? Hunter's more like hunting game kind of a
I
situation.
think so. But then
Okay.
also you're mice, so I don't really know what else you would hunt.
That's fair. I mean,
So I don't know.
I assume hunting is like tracking and things like that. Like,
Yeah.
maybe so.
But Julius, honestly, if you have a skill on there that you feel like you could justify in order to kind of gather up the things to help Brick with this, then you can do that. Brick, what kind of check do you think it would be to build some kind of a little boat?
probably a carpenter check, which
Lovely.
I have.
We love to see it. Tom and Naylin, what are your plans here? Are you assisting? Are you looking for stuff?
Yeah, I could assist. I have laborer, so maybe not super skilled, but like can heft stuff around, so I can assist with the carpentry.
So you're gonna help Brick, and then Tom, would you want to do something with your hair, or do you think you'd want to do something with?
I think I'd want to sort of see if I can connect the two, because I worry if I'm riding separate from them on a raft, if something goes awry and we get split up. I was thinking of maybe using Weaver and seeing if I could find something fibrous enough to weave into a tether between the two of us.
Okay, I love that.
Ooh.
Okay, great. So each of you has something to check.
Yeah.
So let's do our first little test together. Yay! I'm gonna set all of these at 3.
Okay.
I got 1 axe to assist.
Okay.
To assist, what's that?
Naylin is adding an axe to your roll.
I'm adding
okay.
it and adding an axe to your carpentry.
Nice.
Naylin successfully helps you out.
Got it. Okay.
This is the number of dice that I roll, right?
I think that's right. Yeah. So we roll the
hair is all
number next to our skill.
Whichever is next to your
Survivalist.
skill.
Okay.
Perfect.
So I got 1 success with the carpentry.
Same. With survivalist.
Okay.
So does that contribute to the raft as well?
Yes. So your raft is at a 2 out of 3, which is not terrible.
Well, wouldn't it be 3 if Julius also
But you're
rolled a
helping
success?
build it, so that's a 3.
Great.
Okay, so you've met the bare minimum requirement to build this raft.
Yes.
Story of
Good
my
enough.
life.
Tom, what
She-
did you roll?
She ain't
I got
pretty.
2 successes, one of which is an axe.
Okay, amazing. Okay, so this basically just like takes you over the edge and makes the thing even better.
Great.
So you guys, you did so good for your first little check, for your first little test.
Thank goodness.
So it takes you the better part of the day, though. So to weave together this tether, to find all of the materials, to put the materials together equitably enough to where you're going to be able to fit this many mice into one boat that's going to be stable and not get kind of caught up in anything on either like bank essentially that has formed. Because as I said, it is very oh no, a bare minimum.
This is a tiny bear. This is not a big bear. We're only little mice.
Amazing. But yes, the three of you little mice clamber into this little boat, and Tom, you spend some time weaving and crafting together this tether. You put the tether on one end, and I think, would you hold it or would you fasten it to your tack?
I think I would try to fasten it to whatever sort of like saddle or barding arrangement is on the hair for it to be rideable.
Perfect. And I think rather than taking one very large bound over the place and almost like jerking the boat across, which I think is a very real possibility that could have taken place if we hadn't rolled so well, the hare, being quite a bit bigger than a mouse, is able to sort of pick his way around on this little bank, and the tether is long enough that it stays connected the whole time. And basically, side by side, you all make your way very slowly over this little bank. However, night has fallen.
However,
amazing. Night has fallen. So I would love for you all, as a little group, to please roll me. I think probably a health. Or a will, because it is gonna get pretty chilly this evening, and you're not in the comfort of Lockhaven.
Health or will?
Yeah. And let me know which one it is that you roll.
I rolled a health, and I got an axe and 2 swords.
Oh, you're fine.
I rolled a health, and I got 3 axes and 1 sword.
wow.
Cool.
That makes sense. I rolled will. I got 1 axe and 2 swords.
Okay.
I rolled health. I got 1 axe and 1 sword.
Okay. It's not the worst case scenario. I think as a group, I think Brick, honestly, like, I'm not gonna make you, like, tick anything off of your chart or whatever, but, like, as morning comes, you notice that Tom, like, probably had gotten up during the evening and seen you, like, shivering, and, like, the little fire you guys had made had gone out, and so he'd, like, covered you with something.
My cloak. My sage green cloak. I took it off.
Yeah. And so I think you are just feeling more and more just pathetic as the days drag on. You're like, nobody, like, I can't do anything by myself. Nobody likes me. Like, just so many feelings are happening, I think for Brick right now.
I think Naylin waited until Julius was starting to doze off and then just, like, snuggled up. Was just like, no, it's fine. We're a team.
Yeah.
And just, like, cuddle-puddled with Julius.
Yeah, this is
And
cool.
Julius
We're
did not
buds.
push Naylin away, and so Naylin was like, score.
We're buds. It's official.
I've won this one over. Next.
Amazing. Yeah, tick. You're just ticking off the boxes.
I have a mechanical question.
Yes.
As far as for skills that we've been using, should we be ticking off like against the passes and fail bubbles that are next to those skills?
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay.
Yes.
So would we all have considered the checks that we did in the first obstacle a success?
Just for that first obstacle, you don't have to tick anything next to.
So will or health.
Yeah, not
Okay.
for now.
But for that first skill, we can pass. We can
Yes.
take a pass. Cool. Thank you.
Oh, we don't take
for
it
the-
for the abilities?
Pathfinder too, right? That we did
yes, for
earlier.
Pathfinder. I suppose, yes. So yeah, Brick and Naylin, if you remember your Pathfinder checks. For now, don't worry about that health or will check.
Okay. Thank you.
But you will in the future.
I don't think you mark. I think you mark successful checks, not individual successes.
Right.
So, like, I think it's just if you passed, you get 1 check. I don't
Right.
think
Yes.
it's
Yeah. If you got
Yeah,
4
precisely.
axes, it's still 1 success.
yeah.
Right.
So if all of you passed, so all of you can get 1 or 2 passes
Love
depending
that.
on what you've done.
Thank you so much.
Right. Yeah. If it was individual ones, you guys would be leveling up way too fast.
Right. Well, and it's the again, to make sure I'm remembering this correctly, because our skills can get better as we pass and fail and continue to do those checks over and over again.
Correct.
It's the advancement is based off of what the current skill value is, right? So if I have a 3 in something, I would need 3 passes and 2 failures in that skill for it to advance.
Right, not the max number of bubbles, but
Whatever the
your
number on
is.
the line is.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Okay, cool. That's all the questions I have.
Of course.
Ever.
All right. Here we are. And as the sun rises, it was Wolf something.
Greyclaw.
Wolf.
Greyclaw. I'm gonna write it down. And do we think that's how that's actually pronounced? Is Wolf something?
Wolf.
All right.
Wolf.
Wolf.
It's very German.
Grey.
So much.
It sounds like someone trying to imitate a wolf who is not a wolf.
Wolf. Greyclaw. My German is really not good, so it's going to sound really Nordic, but it's okay. It's because I have to use this one a lot more than I have to use German for anything. Okay. But you all awaken and you see a very recognizable, he's a little gray mouse with actually black paws, both where hands and feet would be. So fore and rear paws are all black. The very tips of his rounded ears are black, or at least what's left of them. Both of them have really big, it almost looks like a little bite taken out of them, like really noticeable sort of scarring there. And 3 very large for a mouse claw marks over one eye. And you see he's smoking the equivalent of a little mouse cigar.
I like this guy. I like it.
Tom sees it and goes, I didn't pack the things I need to make one of those. Next time.
And yes, he's very casually, he like has his feet up on a little pebble. And he's waiting for you all to wake up. And as he sees you all kind of coming to, he's... Oh, you all took much longer than I expected you would. It's really actually quite disappointing, really, that you would take so long to wake up. But it's fine, I suppose.
Patrol leader
Uncle-
Greyclaw.
Uncle
was
Wolfie,
not
Uncle Wolfie, guess what? Okay,
Yes.
2 things. First, I helped find a path, and I helped break Knotfall down into a big hole, which is very exciting. I
That's
think.
very
And I
good. That's
also-
very exciting for you. I'm very proud.
And I also helped build a raft so that we could go across the thing. Do you know? Remember the thing that you crossed?
I did,
You probably
yes.
did it like really cool.
Yes.
We built a raft together as a group because we're all really good soldiers, and we built a raft, and I helped.
Yes,
with
I'm sure you
that,
did. You are a very helpful
helped.
little mouse. That's precisely what makes you just such an asset to any team that you on. I hope you all have treated Nayland with equity and fairness and general welcoming. I'm sorry, Ben broke me. Generally welcoming attitude. Yes, I expect so.
He has been a welcome addition to this expedition.
Good.
Very
yes.
helpful.
I'm not surprised
Quite the spirit,
even
right?
in the slightest little bit. So, good. All right. How goes your progress with fox finding?
I think we're on the right track, literally. I think we've got a track in the direction we've made it here thus far. I think we should be able to navigate the brush and such, and find our way to the hunter and have a word with them and see what we can do to mitigate the situation happening in the borderlands.
Good. Right.
We've built a glorious vessel. Then I smacked the raft a little bit.
Yeah.
The male urge to smack a thing made of wood. The purely masculine urge.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Rickety, this is not going to sound very German, but it's okay.
German's hard.
I'm not sure. I can't
You're doing
I don't
great.
know how to do
I
it.
love Wolf.
It's gonna be this. Okay, so where was I? Amazing. Yes, that's really good. Of course, if I was on this mission solo, of course it already would have been done, but that's neither here nor there, of course.
Is there anything you know about what we're after that
No,
you could?
none whatsoever.
I see. Okay.
Yes.
So
I'm literally only here to protect Nayland, of course. Because, not that you can't handle it, Nayland, but more just, because you're so missed already. You've only been gone for, like a day. And already the whole of the mousedom
I
is just
stayed
so
up a
sad.
little bit late last night. I wrote some letters so that no one would miss me. And he pulls out a stack of like
of
a
course
dozen
you did.
letters.
I'm not even a little bit surprised. You are just so
Yeah.
thoughtful like that.
I wrote them all, and then also I wrote a bunch of notes, and I sketched our journey so far.
Oh.
So, and there's like the track that they found, and then like a bunch of notes around it, and a sketch of the three of us in the boat that we built, and like you on the hare and going across, and like just and I get at it all,
It's-
and then
That's really
I just
remarkable.
thought when we got back, maybe there's stories about the great heroes, right? And if we're all going to be great heroes, that maybe somebody like I should have notes about.
I mean, every institution such as ours needs a willing historian, and I think you're doing great work. I mean, truly, I mean that quite honestly. That's a very valuable skill that you have, Nayland. I don't know if how much we have in the ways of cartography, or how much we really have charted of our lands, but I think that's more than enough to make you a valuable asset to the Mouse Guard.
Right. Plus, I'm going to stab stuff. So
Only if
That's-
we need
yeah.
to, of course. But
Right.
no, I mean, I would be happy to report to Gwendolyn of your talents if she does not already know. I think that she should.
I mean, obviously, that's why she.
Right.
Said
She
I
told.
should
She
come
absolutely
here.
told you about
Right.
this mission, and she sent you herself.
Definitely did.
She absolutely did. Of
Clearly,
course she did.
that's yes, obviously what happened.
Right. So will you be
Uncle Wolfie's
traveling
on
with us, Leader Greyclaw, or will you just sort of be keeping an eye
Yes,
on
that was the
us?
plan actually.
Oh, great.
If you would like, just for your personal ego or comfort, I could follow you at a distance, just to make sure that Neelan's not going to be horribly murdered by whatever terrible beastie you all are hunting.
You have your
What was
directive. I leave it to you.
What? No, I'm sure you'll be fine, Neelan. I have complete confidence in you. It was more directed in the general Tom direction than anyone else.
Well, you have your directive, so I will leave it to you whether or not you decide to stay close or at a distance.
Right.
You know how to lead a patrol, and I'm sure that you will not need our assistance, of course.
Right. No, probably not, because, I'm just so terribly advanced in everything.
Terribly advanced. What an
Terribly
interesting way to
advanced.
phrase that.
It's a burden, really. Yeah.
You poor
I
soul.
know what you mean.
Yes, exactly.
Alright,
I think you might, really.
I think we'll just need a moment to sort of gather our belongings, and then we can be on our way towards Thistledown. Yes.
Yes, well, as I said, I've been up literally for hours just waiting for you, so you all just take your time and I'll, yeah.
What's a few minutes more then? Yes.
Of course, yeah.
All right. Brick, would you mind accompanying me for a moment?
Sure.
Okay. Come with me.
Wolf starts, whistling this really, truly haunting tune. Just really, out of pocket. Why are we doing this?
I have a vision in mind of I know what the song is in my head, and it's probably very unrelatable to everybody else, and I'll share it on our after show.
Okay, perfect.
I'd
I
like
have
to.
one. I have one too.
You would too.
so-
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I definitely want to take Brick aside as we're sort of packing things up. Are you all right?
I think I might be feeling hate in my heart. And
For the first time.
it's not like anything I felt before,
Okay.
and it's not a good feeling.
no, I
but-
imagine not.
I
That's a
don't
band quote. We need
I don't like
Like, what is this feeling?
So sudden and there.
That's right.
I think I might be feeling hate in my heart.
Nayland is so naturally good at everything, and I feel like I'm not getting chances to do things and learn how to do things. And this wolf person seems really mean, and I didn't want to say it directly to him because he's kind of scary, but he said that we took way longer than he expected, but then he also had no feedback on what he would have done differently. Is he full of it?
Well, I think, first and foremost, I think you have got wonderful instincts that truly, I'm not really sure what Leader Greyclaw was really expecting out of us. I didn't know that there was any expectation of us at all other than to pursue the mission that we were given. And here's what I'll say about this. It is nigh impossible to meet everybody's expectations. I haven't. Certainly haven't. Oh, the stories that I could tell you of my time as a patrol guard and such. I'm certain I have let down many a soldier and leader and captain in my days. I was not the ideal soldier. I still am not, if I'm being quite honest. But that's all right.
But I'm not even meeting my own expectations.
Well, then perhaps that becomes provides an opportunity for you to renegotiate what those expectations are. And not to lower them necessarily, but I think it's important for us to be as honest and transparent with ourselves as we can, which includes perhaps moments in which we recognize that things that we are attempting are not going as we had hoped. And if that's the case, it's not to say that you'll never achieve that thing or that all hope is lost, but rather that you've now got an opportunity to pursue something different, to try a different avenue, something unexpected. Perhaps that's something that Nayland leans into, that is something that, quite honestly, is something that you could maybe learn from them. Just as they could learn the value of structure and discipline from someone like you, you could learn the value of the unexpected from them. I'm sure that they perhaps were not expecting success by running out into the same path as you, but because they had no expectation, they pleasantly surprised themselves.
Renegotiate my expectations.
If you feel that that's what's best for you. I think you're a very valuable mouse guard. I think your parents certainly raised you well. You are so gifted. There's so few people with skills like you. Truly.
Nayland's literally done everything I've been doing, but better since the day started. Thank you, Tom. I appreciate it. I think I'm done. I think I'm done talking about it for now.
Okay. I understand.
But I'm gonna do my best, and I'm not gonna treat Nayland any differently because I feel this way.
I understand how you feel. I won't press the issue, and I appreciate your willingness to be a comrade to your fellow soldier, despite any differences you may have. So, but just remember that you are in the Mouse Guard for a reason. You are skilled, you are valuable, and your value goes beyond your skills. Your value is who you are as a mouse. Your demeanor.
Okay, Tom, I appreciate it, but I really don't want to talk about it anymore.
We can be done. I just one more thing. And I won't say anything. I won't say anything. And I dig into my little pouch of herbs, and I had a little bit of leftover material from the weaving the tether, and I wove a couple little friendship bracelets.
Oh.
So I just take your paw, I slide it on, and I give it a little tighten. It's just between us, yes?
Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.
I'm not giving your enemy a friendship bracelet.
I need help. No mess left behind. What am I gonna do?
Oh my gosh. Also,
Nayland
Ricky Cat.
is
No, mate,
wearing,
he's just an horrible little mouse, isn't it?
Oh, my normal
Horrible little mouse, isn't it?
Little squeaker.
Also, tiny little lightsabers.
Yeah, Nayland is wearing a flower as a hat.
Pretty good.
I love him so much.
Pretty good.
I love him
And-
so much.
Brick is so mad that she didn't come up with that.
Yeah.
Just immediate fury again.
It's been like 2 seconds.
Tears of sadness become tears of hatred. Her head's about to explode.
Feel the hate move
And
within
she
you.
just like, Nayland just like, skips, doesn't say anything, but skips over to Brick and just like leaves a little like gooseberry tart. It's breakfast. And then just kind of like
How?
backs away.
How? How?
Tom walks away and is like, to be a rookie again. And just keeps walking.
Oh, for
He
blueberry
said he
tarts
brought
to be my
snacks,
problem.
Like he,
Oh, okay. You didn't make it. This is
No.
Okay.
No, they brought, no, yeah.
He said he brought snacks, remember?
Brick,
So one of the
Brick
first
is
things he
so intimidated by
Brick is having a breakdown.
Brick thinks that
Having a
this is a
breakdown.
fresh-made tart that you
Breakdown.
somehow created
Yeah.
this morning.
Poor Brick. Just want to take this time to remind you all that this is Brick's last episode with us, and so she's gonna go out on a really low
Oh
note.
no, I forgot.
Pull
I
our
forgot
shit
about
together.
that.
She's gonna leave this team. They're not leaving her. She's gonna dip out.
We're giving you plenty of ammunition to do whatever the fuck you want when you leave.
Oh my god, Brick's gonna come back in the last episode with a red lightsaber. Like, fuck all of
And then the
you.
cross, and we're like, oh god.
Whoa. Oh my god, that's so funny. All right. So you all have a fox to find, and foxes, generally speaking, work a lot at nighttime as well. They can be pretty nocturnal when they want to be. So it's possible they have a few hours on you. So, shall we do another little skill check to see if we can find this heckin' fox, or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a path? What is it?
Let's call this a hunter check.
Ooh.
So if we don't have a rating in something,
One
You
die.
don't have to do a hunter check either. It's really, usually you would have like a leader decide to be like, I'm gonna do this, and they would make the check.
okay.
So who would like to test their hunter skill?
I'll do it.
He said with confidence.
I'll do it. I'm not particularly advanced in anything. I'm just kind of good at a lot of stuff.
Right.
So relatable. So yeah, I'll do a hunter check. I'm wondering if I can negotiate a wise in this instance, if that's possible, Brooke.
Sure, which wise would this be?
I'm wondering, I guess I don't know if foxes really interact with this at all, but one of my wises is that I am herb wise.
All right.
So I'm wondering if I can hunt in a way that would like using plant life, and especially like herbaceous plant life, if there are any like mint things or any little pleasant things that a fox would like snack on or have use for. I'm wondering if that can help me in this hunting check, as I would look for that kind of sign in the wilderness when hunting an animal to be like, well, what does it eat? Would it partake of any of these things?
Sure, you can use it to help you.
Okay, great.
Work it in.
Work it in. I gotta try. So does that add any dice to what I am rolling, or because I've got 4 windows next to this wise, I'm just not sure what.
How do using wises work? Great question.
I'm here to be tutorial man.
Yeah. So, here's what I'll say. Da-dun-da-da-da-da. That's the seasons. 'Tis the season to be mouse-like.
To be
La, 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 la.
wisey.
Does
Test.
Does it
Wise,
work?
wise, wise.
Who makes
so
the
if
test?
you're
Describe
working
your
in a
action.
school, does that mean, is it the same as like in how they do it in Burning Wheel?
I'm sorry?
I don't know.
If you're forking in another skill, is it how they do it in Burning Wheel? Because it's the same. It's like this is like Burning Wheel Light. It's like the
I
same
know.
system.
I don't know, but I found the page.
Okay, great.
I
find
am
out
wise. You may have your character use his varied experience to advise his companion or himself on a task. Wises are expertise. When your companion is making a test, you may use one of your wises to offer advice or insight. If the GM agrees that the wise is appropriate to the situation, your companion adds a dice to the roll.
Got it. So this would be for assisting somebody else.
It would, but you're helping yourself. You're using your own wisdom.
Yep. Yep.
There's
yep.
also traits. Like, do you have any traits that are relevant that would add a die?
I don't think the closest that I have is potentially thoughtful, but I don't know that thoughtful really applies in this context. My traits are all pretty like diplomacy and like social based.
Sure.
Got it.
There's also, okay, if you, nature can be used to substitute for any ability or skill
Oh,
you
yeah.
don't have. However, using nature prevents the character from learning new skills. If you'd like to learn a skill your character doesn't have, you shouldn't use your nature. Instead, use the beginner's luck rules. And then I have all
you
these
can-
rules for beginner's
you
luck.
can open that
So
skill.
if you don't have that skill, then you could use something else, or if you have it but it's low, then I'll let you use your wise.
I have a 3 in hunter.
Okay, so you'll be great.
I'll be fine. Great.
But that's information for all of you as well.
Yes, certainly. Yeah, but an untrained, but like Ben was asking, for untrained stuff, we can use our nature in
You
place
can.
of. Great. That's
But that means that you're not going to learn that skill in the future. Like you
Right.
lock
You
off
won't.
that skill.
Right.
Yeah, you can try to open it. I'm sorry, I'm not the DM. I
No,
apologize.
it's okay.
No, you have the experience. What's up?
So if it is the same way that it works in Burning Wheel, which I believe it is because it's both Loot Crate systems, you would be opening that skill, and so you can roll for it with beginner's luck. And then if you get a success or a failure, it goes next to that skill that you're opening. So
see.
you're like
So then you can
you're
build
like
up into
learning it on the job, and then that way it
gaining
can
it.
like gain up in it. Yeah.
Got it. So it defaults to a 1. So it defaults to 1 for anything that you don't have, or like what is the beginner's luck
well,
roll?
you use beginner's luck, and you do that test with the beginner's luck. However, they have set it in beginner's luck skill, which is probably a 1 at this
Okay.
point. Yeah,
That makes sense.
And then, but you wouldn't necessarily have 1 rank in it until you've like tested it.
Got it.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Because like if you did beginner's luck on a skill that is unmarked and you passed once, that's enough to like rank it up, so to speak, and get it to.
2-1 because you've passed.
And then
Got it.
0 fails.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right, and then the next one would be
Yeah.
2 passes and 1 fail. I understand. That
Yeah.
makes sense to
Thank
me.
you.
I rolled 2 axes for this hunter check.
Yeah, you did.
Lovely. That's delightful. You
And
do
I'll mark a
it.
little pass next
you-
to my.
You do it so good.
I'm a hunty.
All right, so, there's definitely ways where this could have gone really poorly for you, and it didn't.
Uh-oh.
So that's lovely.
I like that she waited to tell you that. So, like,
Yeah, thanks for not
Drake
telling me, because I would have been a chicken about it.
You're so very welcome.
I'm sure I would have been a mouse about it.
I'm
right.
insulted.
I know.
So-
Wait, mouse are wait. No, I would have been a chicken about it. Forget the chickens. I'm a
So
mouse.
essentially, if you
Forget
hadn't
the
been so
chickens.
successful, this fox would have got the drop on all you little miceys, and then you would have been in real trouble. But
Crap.
you did all right, kid. So here's what's up.
Thanks. Hey, thanks.
I'm younger than everyone in this room. Okay.
Oh yeah, you are.
Yeah, I'm a baby. Foxes are so. Here's all of the stuff, the information that I have about foxes, and also then I will describe the scene to you. Foxes are smaller than coyotes and wolves and tend to live by their wits. Solitary creatures, except when rearing pups, foxes are very dangerous to mice. Mice are, in fact, part of their preferred diet. Foxes enjoy hunting and playing with them as much as they enjoy eating them. The scent border keeps out most of these predators, but they're fast learners, and a few figure out the trick every season. These wayward predators must be dealt with by the guard. So, this is one of those little foxies who made their way through the war. Which, side note, have any of you ever seen those YouTube videos of the foxes where they jump up really high and then they go nose first into the dirt so they can find something in the dirt? And those make me laugh so much. I love those.
those are
little
very good.
Foxes so much.
I also
they
like-
look so stupid.
I like the sort of domesticated foxes, like laughing.
I was gonna say
maniacally.
that too. It's so cute.
Oh my gosh, internet foxes.
But
are
that's
the
when
best
you're a
foxes.
human. We're not human. We're mice.
No.
This is
They're
cute.
really
Probably
scary.
horrifying if you're a mouse because
It's
their like
scary.
mouths are just hanging open and
Yeah, a
like
fox
they
laughing
just
to a
look-
mouse is like, ah, ah, ah. Oh, God.
run away forever. Never come back.
Run away forever. It's so real.
Also, foxes are pungent.
Yeah.
Ooh, they smell big time.
Big
Which
time
I
smells.
think is part of the
time
reason you were
smells.
able to find this guy so easily. Partially is because of the scent, but also because he is a silver fox, which are rare. Most foxes, they use their kind of red, white, and black coats to sort of blend into some of the patterns in the forest, and they are like pretty good at staying hidden if they want to. But this fox is now that you've seen it in mouse person is is a very light coat of like it's like a white sort of gray, very silver, and he like really does almost kind of glow in like it's taken you almost a full day now to find him. So in this kind of rising moonlight. So you've got the drop on this fox. You don't think he can smell you or hear you for now, but you know that foxes, generally speaking, can hear mice from pretty far away. So you guys have really gotten, like, lucky here. 3 blessings for Nayland.
Wow.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Oh yeah, also,
Thank you, Zach.
players, don't forget each of you has at least 1 blessing as well.
And a new choice.
And a new choice.
I'm sorry, I can't read this. So it's 2 blessings and 1 new choice?
for everybody.
Okay, and blessing in this context is
1 success.
1 success,
Added
just
to
straight.
your roll.
Okay, got it.
Baller.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. So now, here we are. You see this fox sort of sneaking his way up over a hill's top. And if he does know you're there, which is possible, but you don't think so. But if he does, he is more concerned with all of the mice that he's going to be able to creep up on inside of Thistledown, and you think that's where he's pointed his attention. So these mice are in very immediate danger if you can't figure out how you're going to either fight or distract or scare off or do whatever to get this fox not to be a problem anymore. Because I know a few of you kind of have different ideas in mind for what you might want to do about this fox.
Can you describe like his immediate surroundings? Like
Sure, it's that's on me. You all are coming out of the out of this clearing in the woods, and Thistledown is known for
It's ladies.
sure
Lady Thistledown.
Hey.
Lady Thistledown, a delightful creature. I don't know where this is in the book. For some reason, I can't find it, so I'm making some stuff. Here's what
Yeah.
it is. Thistledown is known. It's called Thistledown, or like that's part of the name, because it is surrounded by so many of these brambles and bushes and sort of thorny plant life around this kind of town. It's part of its natural protection, and the reason that so many mice have settled there is because it is tough to get there, but once you're in the town and kind of within those borders, it clears up a lot. It's a really beautiful hillside, which you imagine in the summertime and in further into spring might blossom really beautifully and provide for quite a lovely vacation spot, really. It's a cute little town, very quaint. The fox is sneaking up out of these brambles onto this kind of clearing on this hill and is sort of hunkering down and observing the town below.
are there any gopher holes nearby?
Sure.
Okay.
It's pretty it's a pretty busy kind of part of the forest. There's a lot of life here.
Tom,
Yeah.
what sort of herbs do you have?
Mostly small sort of digestives, a couple of healing salves.
Do you have anything spicy?
I could. Let's see. I'm not sure what my husband packed. I could look, and if I don't, I could forage for something. I'm sure.
Because, like,
What are you thinking?
foxes will stay away from spicy stuff. They don't like spicy things, right? So, like, if we could, like, what if, like, we made a little packet of the spicy stuff, and then, like, I mean, I'm little and fast. I could, like, put it in the fox's mouth. That would probably be the thing that will work the best, and then it will get scared and run away.
Interesting. That's interesting. What do you seem like you have a thought?
Well, yeah, what? That
Rick's like,
sounds like
go get eaten.
no. That sounds like a great way to get eaten.
Right? No, because it'll be spicy. He won't want to eat me because it's like spicy. It's like
Well, but
spicy.
how does he know?
Spicy stuff.
The only way he would know you're spicy is if he ate you. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Sure.
I like-
Unless it were surrounded in some way by things that are sweet and mild. If we
Like
could-
like mice.
no, well, no, like mint.
No,
and
not
thing.
like mice. Right.
Do
No.
you have some of that spicy stuff on you?
I can look through my little sachets that Gavin gave me and see what I have. Slash could also survey the area and see. I feel like it's likely that I don't have anything that's super like acerbic or something like that. Because mostly it's meant to be like digestive and healing focused. So I feel like I would probably default to searching the area to see if I could like find anything within the brambles, if there are like peppercorns or anything that gives off something a little like salty and spicy and something like
What
that.
if instead of trying to put anything in its mouth, if we could get to Thistledown before the fox does, if we could get them to light up all their fires and put something spicy in the fires, try and smoke the fox out so it doesn't want to come, because they're so much taller than us, so it doesn't want to come in. Its eyes would hurt.
I think that's a great idea.
It's true.
I wonder
I like that.
what I worry about. I think that's great. I think that's a wonderful idea. I think the people would be very easy to get on board. But the time it would take to travel there, would we be able to get there before the fox decides to? I mean, it's already got its eye on the town, so I feel like.
Okay, so like also another idea. Foxes are scared of bears. What if we found a bear and we asked the bear to come over and scare the fox?
I feel like we need to start with the fox-sized problems before we move on to the bear-sized problems.
How far is the fox from us, by the way?
You are maybe
we are
one or
sitting
two
on its back.
hillsides away.
Okay.
And it's on the hill overlooking Thistledown.
On the top of the hill, where at the bottom of it is like the part of the town. Yeah.
Do we
It's,
know
like,
if
looking down.
foxes hunt during the day or if they wait for nightfall?
Speaking of, so as the sun is, the sun's beginning to go down, the moon's beginning to go up. You notice it's gotten awfully quiet.
We
The
just woke up.
whistling- Yeah. Well, you've been traveling and looking for this fox.
Oh,
all day.
okay.
Yeah. So you hear the whistling that had accompanied most of this journey has gotten weirdly quiet. Which can really only mean that Wolf is not near you anymore. And as you watch, you see this fox he goes from being real hunkered down to like one little ear twitches up and the other, and you watch him nose dive up and down, and you hear the snap of two little foxy jaws.
Oh no.
And then the last thing you hear is you watch as the jaws snap open one more time, and he's like, "Hey, you got," and then they close again, and the little tail hanging out, as before he then swallows your friend whole.
So
And Wolf is
this
gone.
is a bad idea, but Nayland takes off running because that's Uncle Wolf. So
Yeah.
Julius is on his way too.
To go and try to
we're
rescue them?
I'm just going. I'm
All
going
right.
in.
Are you entering conflict with this fox?
Yeah, it's dumb, but I'm doing it.
All right. So I would like then to start to
I have-
review the
have zero
rules of
insight.
contact with you all. Here's how it works. Here's how it works.
I do have Persuader though.
That's so good.
We're gonna ask you to spit
Behind
him
the door.
up.
All right. So, procedure for conflicts. Conflicts are a bit more complicated than testing to overcome obstacles. Vanden. Rag, this is a young beige mouse from the town that found out about the fox and has taken it upon himself to fight it off. He dreams about becoming a mouse guard, hence his reckless actions.
More casualties, more fox food.
Amazing.
Give us one more turn.
He will enter this conflict for sure.
Stop feeding the fox, Vane dead. But thank you very much.
So, in a conflict,
Dad.
we make many tests, but how we make them is different. In order to keep the game interesting, each side privately chooses 3 actions to represent their strategy. I see you, the Zack man. I will get back to you in just a second. Or the Zack man. And then we have a Bard song.
Oh my god! It happened.
So each of us will choose 3 actions to represent our strategy. Then each side actions are played against each other and tests are made to determine the results. The steps for starting and playing conflict are listed below. Okay, let's read about what Zach gave us. An elderly rat with silver fur and wise eyes stands before you holding a glowing staff. Oh no. I love this movie. His shimmering robes and calm demeanor radiate ancient wisdom. I am Nicodemus. He says gently, our home is in peril and you may hold the key to our salvation. Thank you so much.
You love the movie, Brooke?
I love The Secret of Nicodemus.
I love the book.
Oh, that's cool. I've literally never read it and I don't care to. But good for you. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
It's really excellent.
Um,
You know her name's Frisbee, not Brisbee?
no way.
Way.
You're joking.
I'm not.
That's ridiculous. I'm glad I've only seen the film.
I think the book existed before the toy.
Oh my gosh.
That makes sense.
Fair enough.
Great
fair
book,
enough.
honestly.
Oh my god. All right. Let's do it. Your girlfriend says you're a nerd in the chat. In case
Oh,
you're
I know. This is par for the course.
just in case you're wondering, just thought you should know.
Yes. After I sent her a heart and everything.
I know, how rude. Amazing. Oh, thanks
So
for all
many
those
bits.
bits.
Thank you
Look
so
at them
much.
go. All right. So I've got an elderly rat and I've got Rag in the chat. Okay. Okay, so I've got Nicodemus and Rag. Okay, wait. Remind me. Nicodemus is the old one?
Yes.
The staff.
Yes.
The mystical one.
The mystical staff.
mystical
man.
in the movie.
I can never remember which one's the hot one and which one's the old guy.
Nicodemus
Sometimes
is not
it's
the hot
sometimes
one.
the one person is both.
Nicodemus is the
Sometimes
crusty
they
one.
are, but
If
not
I
in this
look-
case.
not-
No,
in
no,
this case.
Nicodemus is Don
Silver
Bluth
Fox.
crusty.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing.
I was like scared of him as a
Yeah,
child.
Nicodemus is spooky to look at. He's got that old school like backlit glowing animated
Yeah.
effect in his eyes. Yeah.
He's really cool and very powerful,
Oh,
but
yeah,
he's
he's very
terrifying.
But decidedly not hot. All right.
Yeah. Also, I feel like rats in this game are generally like sometimes they're friends with mice and sometimes they're not. But for the sake of honoring the donation, Nicodemus is a good guy for this game. Okay. Delightful. So I'll have to pull up rat stats in a second.
rat
Rat
stats.
stats.
Rat stats.
We're the rats. Okay.
Oh, I had a different song.
Amazing. So, anyone who's entering this conflict, we first have to determine what kind of conflict it is. It can be an argument, a chase, a fight, a negotiation, a journey, a speech, or a war. Which kind of conflict do you all think you're going into?
A fight.
Yeah, I think so too. Would you agree, Neelan? Are you going in just nose first to go try to fight this guy, sword first, whatever weapon?
I don't have anything but my words, and I'm gonna try to persuade him to hack up my friend, which I know is not gonna work, but that is my course of action.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it aggressively.
Sure. Okay. So, anyone who's entering this conflict, you've got 3 actions. You get to decide that, what you want to do with these. So, yeah, on your little character sheet, you've got a little spot for that. You can decide if you want it to be an attack or a defense or a feint or whatever you want it to be. And then we get to use them against each other.
Brooke,
Yes.
I don't want to engage in this conflict, but I want to do something simultaneously to it.
All right.
Brick wants to try and, while the fox is distracted, get to Thistledown and start spreading the word to light fires.
Oh, geez. All right.
Hell yeah.
So this will be at least one, I think, maneuver action in order to try to get around people and get to this town.
Okay.
Do you want me to come with you?
Yes, I don't know what spicy things we need for the fires. Can you help me?
I'll accompany Brick.
All right. So basically, there's this little chart here. And
Hop on
all
my-
that
hop
it
on a
means.
corn.
So A stands for attack, D stands for defend, F stands for feint, M stands for maneuver. If there's like a little dash in there, it means that it doesn't exist. It's not a thing. I stands for independent. And what's the other letter? V
V.
stands for versus. You're against each other.
Gotcha. Okay, I was like 1 in 5. What do we do?
Yeah, I was
Okay,
definitely like,
okay,
am I rolling
okay.
chord progressioning?
Yeah, I was like, all right,
Right.
shit, 5 successes on my own.
So that's what those different things mean. So decide what
So
you
it's
would
like
like your
contested
different
versus
actions to be. If you want to do 3 attacks, great. If you would like at least one of these to feel defensive, amazing.
Okay.
And basically, yeah. So you're gonna decide now, before we do this, what kind of attacks, using this table, be as strategic or not as you would like to be. And then we'll go through. And I have to decide too, so I'm gonna make up my mind here.
And what is a maneuver?
I'll read about it. A maneuver action is used to, maneuver, gaining an advantage over your opponent. In a fight, a maneuver can be a push or a flanking move. In an argument, it's a confusing rhetoric. In a chase, a maneuver is a trip or a dirty trick. In a negotiation, a maneuver reveals new, surprising features about the subject of your haggling, etc., etc. So really, it basically denotes that you're being a little bit sneaky.
Okay, good.
All right. Do we all have things determined?
So we choose one action for this round. Is that
You choose 3 and you keep them. Whoa, sorry, Mike. You choose 3 and you keep them a secret.
And so attack, I'm assuming you're attacking with your weapon, or is it you're trying to be creative with?
Usually for fight, which is the kind of conflict that we've entered into. Yes.
Okay.
All right. Determine participants in team. Elect a conflict captain.
Ooh.
So, I mean, my guess would be Julius because he feels the most conflict excited. But I will leave that up to you guys.
I feel like you. Oh, is it one conflict captain for the entire thing, or do we?
For
if we're
this
splitting.
conflict.
Oh, okay.
I guess next question is in this combat sense, feint. How does that work?
Feint.
He's also
attack,
curious about
defend.
Couch.
Feint represents a sneak attack. It's dangerous to try, but if it works, it's very effective. So yeah, it's a sneak attack. It's a sneaky thing. It's harder to do, but it could be worth it. Depends what you want to do. State goals. The conflict captain notes the goal on your team's sheet. So, yeah. I think we kind of did these goals, but we just didn't write them all down. Ben had said that Brick wants to get to this town. Julius, I think it seems pretty apparent that you want to take this fox down.
Yes.
Tom, what is your goal here?
My goal is to keep Brick alive, and maintaining my previous goal, which is to solve this problem non-violently.
Okay. And Nayland, your goal is to try to get Wolf back.
Yep.
All right. We did it. We have goals. The conflict captain rolls for your starting disposition.
Oh, yes,
I'm so
there's
sorry.
this.
Everyone else helps. Okay. So, starting disposition. To represent how strong your side's position is in this conflict, each team generates a number called disposition. This number represents your strength in the conflict. A disposition of 3 or less is low, 4 to 6 is okay, and 7 and higher is strong. During the conflict, you use all of your wits, luck, and good looks to reduce your opponent's disposition to 0. If you can do that, you've won. Good luck. So each of us, I do and you do, need to roll disposition.
Okay.
But I don't know how many dice we do.
Yeah,
That's a good question.
Also, you don't have numerical dice. You have cute little mouse dice.
Oh, that's true.
yes. I have other dice if we need
Oh, there you
them.
go.
That's cool.
Boom.
But tell me, Book, Book,
neat.
how many do I roll? Modify. Book. Check your character's condition, traits, and gear for modifiers to starting disposition.
Would this be a good time for a bard song, Brooke?
Yes, please sing a
Ooh,
song.
that's a great point. While you do that, should we
no.
start with you and go this way?
Sure.
Okay, because that's the order that we're in on.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
How does it go again? What's the tune?
Da 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 da.
Okay.
Da 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 da. And so third person rhymes with first person, fourth person rhymes with second person.
Right. All
my
right.
best.
You ready, Sarah?
Okie I mean, no, but let's go.
Correct answer.
So
You'll
see how this
be
goes.
fourth for this one, so you're gonna be rhyming with John, Sarah.
Sure, great.
All right.
I hope people talk about butts. Let's go.
All right. Oh, Sarah wants to talk about butts.
We're gonna fight a fox.
This conflict might be nuts.
We might end up in a box.
We've split up all the party.
And Julius shows his guts.
But our party's feeling hearty.
And we'll shake our butts.
Oh, All right, Sarah, now you first.
Oh God. The fox has already eaten.
Hopefully it won't eat again.
We'll make sure he doesn't eat again. I don't know.
Yeah, nailed it.
Just combine both of them, why
Oh
not?
god.
Perhaps he's eaten a hen.
Oh, maybe.
I have it.
We're gonna try to stab him.
Or maybe talk him out of his plan.
But most
No.
likely stab him.
There it is.
I wish that we had ran. Oh, I-de-di-di-di-di-di-di-di-di-di. Oh, I-de-di-di-di-di-di-di.
But we won't die.
Wow, that was delightful. You cute little mousies.
Now that
Squeak, squeak.
You're such good singers.
squeaky squeak, squeak.
Guess what, you guys?
Squeak,
I
squeak.
figured it all out.
You figured it all
squeak.
out?
I figured it all out.
Look at that.
You
The
owe
magic
me
of the
a
Bard
new
song.
acorn.
I know. You owe me.
Butts.
Isn't it great when you don't have to sing it and you actually can use your brain for literally anything else?
Delightful.
It's pretty great. It's pretty great.
So I'm gonna read out all of the things that we're gonna do so that we can both be on the same page, John, because this is about to be a lot of Julius and GM talking to each other.
All right.
Hell yeah.
And
ready.
but also then everyone else can feel like they know what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna read the whole thing and then we'll go back. So, decide the type of conflict. Determine participants and teams. Elect a conflict captain.
Thank you for gifting
Thank you for the
Thank
sub.
you for the gift subs, Wagon. Oh my
State
goodness.
goals. Thanks for the other sub. Pong Master, I love it so much.
The Bong Master just subscribed. Yeah, we've got five gift subs.
Oh, five more?
Yeah, there's five.
Thanks for the other sub. And that one too. And is there one more?
Yeah.
There sure is.
And also that one.
Very apropos name since we're all
Crackerjack.
mice right now.
Yay! State goals. The conflict captain notes the goal on your team's sheet. Then conflict captain rolls for disposition. Everyone else helps. There are different modifiers that you can give to Julius in order to help him out to try to really up that number as much as you can. We'll talk about that in a second.
And a blessing for everyone.
thanks.
Thank you,
Look at all
Arsenal.
those
Thank you,
blessings.
Arsenal.
That's
We're
so
gonna
kind.
need any success we can get.
Absolutely.
My goal is for Brick to not get eaten in the next 30 minutes.
Yes, mine too.
Mine too.
Then you check participants' conditions. This is not really applicable because you guys haven't had any conflicts in this campaign yet, and so you don't have any conditions to deal with your health or any of that, so you're fine. The conflict captain chooses 3 actions in private, so only you choose actions, Julius.
Oh. I'll erase those marks then.
And also then I choose mine. Then we each reveal, so they have to be in order, our first action. The GM reveals first, and then you do. And then we consult the actions table to see how we do our actions. And we keep going, essentially, until one of us gets to 0.
Okay.
So if we get down to 3 and one of us still has at least 1 disposition, then we secretly pick actions again and we go back again. So, I have my little actions picked out. You have your actions picked out.
My
Do we
little
all feel like we're ready to roll disposition to see how much we're trying to reduce each other down?
Yes, I believe so.
So what is that roll?
So I have a little chart here. Yeah. Depending on what kind of argument or conflict it is, which we decided it was a fight, you will then roll your test skill fighter, and you can add to it your health or your nature.
Oh, okay. And this is only John rolling this?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
there's
But
ways we
also,
can
if you
assist,
guys
right?
want to help,
Yeah.
there's
Yes.
things you can do.
I'd love to help.
Are Tom and I technically in this conflict?
Good question.
Yes, you can be on a team with Julius.
Well, but we're going to the town.
So then, no, you're not involved. This
Okay.
can be a separate conflict if we would like to run that conflict.
Sure.
Sure.
That would probably be considered a different type of conflict because it's not a fight. You're doing something else.
Yeah, sure. We can resolve that after we get through the first one,
Okay.
for sure, though.
So then, in that case, this would be a Julius and Naylan fight because Naylan's trying to protect Wolf.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Naylan, I want to say that there is something that you can add to disposition.
Okay.
Sarah, can I just say that you're nailing it? Hey. Sorry.
I'm gonna say this. You've got a lot of
with ya.
blessings. If you want to give Julius some blessings, then you could do that. And Julius, you could also use some of your own. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, so we just got one more each, so that means I have 4, and I am willing to contribute 2.
Delightful.
Cool. Nice.
So that'll drop me down to 2 blessings, but that feels correct. This feels like,
I feel like I
And
should
then
do
mine
one too.
is
Okay.
my
which gives
disposition.
us
Three
3
successes.
Three.
automatic successes in our.
Fox's nature is 7. And then. Oh, I see. So, okay. And then. So,
John, that's my girlfriend. That's my girlfriend in the chat.
Mine was supposed to be watching, but she hasn't said anything.
What the heck? John's girlfriend?
Oh, there
so
it
you
is.
take all the
My husband's a
successes from your
mouse.
test. So if you roll, I don't know how many it is. Let's say you roll 4 dice and you get 3 successes. You would then add 3 to the base of whatever to your health or nature, whichever one you choose.
Okay.
So let me know that number in a second.
Wait, so how many am I rolling then?
You're rolling a fighter test.
Got it.
And then adding those successes to either health or nature.
Okay. And then am I adding the blessings on top of that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, cool. All right, so I do
Fighter
this.
test.
Blessings are auto
Fighter test.
successes, so you're just adding them to the total.
All right, here we go. Okay, I have. Do axes count extra in this, or they don't?
Only if you spend a fate point.
Do you have a fate point?
I
Because you
do.
could spend it to
I do have a-
explode
I
those
have-
Everyone
puppies.
gets one of each at the top of the game.
I have one
Oh.
fate
Sorry.
point, so
Perfect.
I'll use it.
Lovely.
To explode the.
Yes.
Nice.
So you explode, you can add again, more
Yeah.
things.
So I have 1 fate axe, and then 2 successes, and then I add my health to it, just that number.
Yes.
you-
Or
oh.
nature.
Okay, got it.
What's your total?
So it's
Plus the blessings.
5 plus 3 plus 2
Is 10.
plus the axe, the fate axe.
So 11.
Okay, so I don't even think we need to re-roll because does it matter above 7?
Well, we'll see. So I need to now roll.
And then so plus the successes that you added from. Oh, you added those already?
You added
Okay.
those, yeah.
Okay, so will someone please roll for me 7 dice?
I got it.
And tell me how many successes.
Go for it, Ben.
you get.
Sarah's on it. She's.
Okay,
I only
great.
have
I'm
6
on
dice
it.
over here.
I got 2 swords.
Okay. So 7, 8, 9. Okay, so you guys have the upper hand. You've got to only reduce my 9 disposition down to 0, and I have to try to reduce your 11. And now, we get to do things. What was the first thingy that you picked? What was the first action that you picked?
I selected maneuver.
Oh dear,
Maneuver.
I picked attack. So, hold up please, because I need to know which order we're doing this in. Although I guess it doesn't really matter. GM chooses action. Reveal first action. GM reveals his action first. Okay, so I picked attack. So that's A, but you picked maneuver. So we verse each other with our dice.
Okay.
And what I think that's going to look like, let me just make sure that we're doing it correctly. Maneuver. I just read about this. But now I don't
I
know.
hardly maneuver.
I know.
Ha!
silliness.
It's almost worse than doing nothing at all.
It's very silly. It's very silly.
real good.
Attack, defend, feint, maneuver. There we go. Da-da-da-da-da-da. The maneuver action is used to gain temporary advantage over your opponent. Most complex action of the 4. Of course it is. The maneuver action has 3 possible effects: impede, gain position, or disarm. Each effect requires a certain margin of success. You can't use the same effect twice. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Margin of success, 1. Impede, -1 dice, disadvantage to your opponent's next action. Okay, that's your goal. Margin of success, 2. Margin of success. Okay, so we roll against each other
Okay.
using which kind of roll? Let's see. Played against attack or defend. Maneuver is a versus test. Margin of success is applied to the effects described below. Okay, but how do we determine that? We have to roll some dice, so please tell me how many I should do. Let's do a fight test against each other.
Okay. Would I be able to use any of my traits for that?
Maybe. What kind of traits do you got?
It's fearless, driven, and determined.
Ooh, fearless seems like it would be
Yeah,
Yeah,
relevant.
that's a once per session. Add another.
Correct.
Yeah.
Perfect. Do that.
Yep.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I'll mark it off as
Get
used.
him. Get him.
Okay.
All right. Can someone just hand me 2 dice? Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right. I've got 2 successes. How many successes do you got?
I have 2 successes. I have an axe and I have a sword, but I do have one more blessing.
All right. So we're either going to cancel each other out, or if you want to use your blessing, then you have 1 margin of success over me. So then I'll have disadvantage on my next roll. Up
That
to
sounds
you.
pretty good.
Yeah, I'll do that. So I'll use the blessing.
All right. So now, what was your next? Okay, so let's describe what just happened and make it narratively fun. So, so it's not just boring math for this whole entire encounter.
I don't know. It could be pretty great.
Okay, so I think you're probably charging up. Unfortunately, actually, for this first thing, you would usually be at disadvantage, but because you're using a maneuver attack, here's what happens. You're charging your way up this hill, and I think this fox is so preoccupied with the meal that it's currently having. It's really enjoying, like, swallowing Wolf down and not really thinking about anything else. And you're sneaking up, I think, downwind. So, yeah, he just, like, doesn't quite... You really get the jump on him this time. And what kind of a weapon are you wielding?
A sword.
All right, amazing. So yeah, sword shining in the moonlight. You slash out towards him and manage to land a blow on this fox. Now, though, the fox has noticed you. He sort of yelps in pain and amazing. And now, what's your next action gonna look like? So
Right.
neither of us have, he doesn't suffer any damage yet, but the pain is enough to distract him that he's gonna be at a disadvantage for this next round. So, what's your next action?
I chose to faint.
I chose to maneuver.
Moment of play dead.
Oh no! Okay.
He'll be so confused he won't know what to do.
Played against feint or another maneuver, the maneuver action is tested independently. Margin of success, okay, is applied to the effects described below. Okay, so let's roll independently.
Oh, and what am I? Another fighter check?
Yes.
Okay.
Oof. Yeah.
Okay.
So I goof it big time. What did you roll?
I have
Putting that in my DM toolkit for literally the rest of my
I
life.
have 2 successes.
Oh yeah, you
That's
crushed.
so funny.
Amazing.
Hey guys, I goof it big time.
Yeah.
Everyone told
Your
me.
margin of
Get
success
goofed
there
upon.
is
Really
2
funny.
because I rolled a 0, so you rolled 2 more than me.
Wolf coming in with
Really
the
good-
assist from the inside.
Yeah, right.
It's an inside job.
Yeah.
Really good quotes tonight. I goof it
Thanks.
big time, and I think I'm feeling hate in
Yeah.
my heart.
Where's our T-shirt
Yeah.
for this game?
Well, we have two really good ones now.
I know the problem with this is that it already, but like all of these characters, like could already belong to comic books that already exist in a world where a very talented artist brought them to life, and so it's like a little bit stepping on toes if we try to make anything.
Well, that's why we
They're
just
all
take
original
our
characters.
yeah. Well, also we just use our phrasing. I mean, we could totally make a shirt out of "I goof it big time."
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We made a shirt out of
100%.
"Boink slow Grimmy that's sick."
Yeah.
Like, we can do anything.
I
We have
think
carte
I
blanche.
goof it big time, and it's just a fox with like two little X's where his eyes should be, like a real cartoon.
Or like nat
fox.
ones on the
So
titties, even though they make the shirts already.
Love
Oh
it.
my God.
Anyway, sorry. Tangent.
So, pretty great there. I think, so this fox attempts to sort of flip around and snap his jaws out towards you in this sort of quick maneuver, responding to this pain more out of instinct and less out of forethought and not in the like wittiest way that he could. And you faint out of the way, take no damage, but in the process you're able to slash your sword down again and you sort of nick him on the ear. And this time he takes a bit more damage. So my disposition is now
suck
down to
it.
7.
Yep.
You've done it.
Whoa.
All right, my next action was an attack. What was yours?
Attack as well.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh my gorge.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
An
goodness.
attack played against an attack or feint is an independent test. Independent obstacle is 0. Successes from independent attack are subtracted from your opponent's disposition. So all successes will just be taken away from
Nice.
each other.
It's just hit points. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now, I do have a sword. The sword card says here I do get a plus 1d to any action type.
You've got an extra dice
So,
Sick.
anytime you
yeah.
use that sword.
all right.
Oh, you're never gonna believe it. I boofed it again.
All right. Don't boof it.
That's different.
Unless you really want to, but I wouldn't recommend
I
it.
really did though. It's too late.
Unless never mind.
It's quite literally snake eyes. Like, look at
Oh,
this.
no.
Terrible.
Yikes.
Big boof.
But how much did you?
What a big boof, everybody.
3
Oof,
successes.
3.
Yes.
All right, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Yeehaw!
This fox is not looking too hot. You are getting some revenge, to be
What's
sure.
this attack look like between the two of you?
I think he snaps his jaws down towards you, and he like really is getting a little bit too enthusiastic. And he kind of falls down next to you, and you slice down into his like nose, and you like almost cleave some of it off, and
Nice.
he's really not feeling so hot.
I feel like he's rolling so poorly that he's maybe injuring himself
Yeah.
in this conflict.
That's true. I agree.
Just like,
He like bit his
smack it.
cheek, you know?
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got a little bit of like forest floor burn.
He bit his
Oh,
cheek and
the
then his
worst.
tongue,
Yeah.
so he's
And
like
then the
he
same
barely
part
wants
of
to
his cheek
chew now.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this fox looked really scary from far away, but now you're feeling really good about yourself. Like
Yeah.
usually mice do not do this well in solo combat against foxes,
yeah,
but
this
This is Julius
This is
Caesar
Julius
we're talking
Caesar.
about.
I know, but
Yeah.
he's really good at his shit.
Yeah,
Rome
I
may
feel
not
like
have
the
been built
fox
in a
was
day,
like
but like
somebody's
something
nephew
else
that
must
they
have been.
cast
He's
in it.
killing it. All right, shall we once more
Into the
set
breach,
up
dear
our
friends.
3 actions?
I was so close. I controlled myself.
I could not. I refuse.
All right,
There's no control.
I
have
should have
mine.
scold laughed at you like you did me.
It's a big old Nelson.
Okay.
Right.
Don't
yes?
say.
My fox's first action is going to be an attack.
I will attack as well.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Suck it, fox.
Yeah.
Nayland is helping by yelling, just taunting the fox the whole time.
Perfect. What'd you roll?
I have 3 swords and an axe.
All right, 1 success. So, you're down to 10. 3 swords and an axe?
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, okay. This is so good. Here's what happens. This is really truly unprecedented. Like, your goal here was to prove that you're an asset to the Mouse Guard. Guess what? You did it. Like,
Oh my god.
this thing is
yeah.
destroyed almost entirely by your hand. Would you like to describe for me? I'm going to describe something coming up towards the end of this fight, but how do you imagine Julius might finish off this fox?
So I think what happens is as it's biting, I'm kind of using my shield to kind of stop the jaws from biting down on me. And then when I
So
kind
they're
of
locked open?
yeah, when I stab it, he kind of steps away, and I kind of hit him with the shield in his eyes. That's why I've been getting the advantage on him, just because I'm kind of blinding him.
Okay.
Because I know that he's way bigger than me, so if I can kind of blind him a little bit, maybe it won't be as bad. And
Incredible.
so I just kind of start to just kind of stab right around here, because I know that's kind of like a vital spot.
Awesome.
And I'm hoping that Wolf is inside, still helping me out, and I think that's why I'm doing so well.
Sure.
Stabbing from the inside.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
you get your shield kind of locked into the jaws of this fox. And I think, Milan, you even help a little bit with the leverage as you flip this guy over, jaws first. And like you almost hear this sort of crackling sound. And you're like, ooh, that, like, if he was gonna live, that would have hurt in the morning. And as he is laid vulnerable before you, you take your sword and just like flying leap, slit open this throat. Wolf falls out, whole still, from the throat of this fox. And
Goofed, right?
just as you feel like you really have the upper hand on this, that like you're starting to really congratulate yourself, you feel good about this, like Wolf is kind of like wiping all the ickiness off of himself, you see a glowing sort of a strange light coming up over the other side of this hill. And I think for a moment this kind of pit of anxiety of like this unknown thing is approaching you and you're not sure what to do. And then you see what you think at first must have been, it should be a mouse. It's got two kind of mouse-like ears and the whiskers, and it's got a tail. It's quite long, the way that a mouse is. It's shaped in a similar way. But the closer it gets, the bigger it looks, and you're like, it's not a mouse. And I think after all of your time of traveling, what you have been, you know to be a bit wary of rats. Rats, they kind of, during this this weasel conflict, they more or less tended not to pick a side, which in doing so really means that they did pick a side, because ultimately, like, not choosing is still a choice, right? Like, both sides of this war
Choosing
kind
to
of
be
suffered.
complicit.
Right.
Yep.
And they allowed certainly they are more closely related to mice, and they allowed mice to suffer in this war rather than step in and help out. So I think a lot of mice have quite the prejudice, perhaps, towards rats as a result.
Sure.
But this sort of milky-eyed rat comes up over this hill. He's carrying a very strange-looking, what you would have thought would be a weapon at first, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of heft to it. Other than this strange sort of glowing, what you see now is some kind of like a little stone at the very top of this staff. And as he approaches... Oh my goodness! Quite the encounter I've stumbled upon. My word, quite the strength you have in that little mouse body of yours. Good man. My goodness, good mouse rather. And well fought. I just made my way up this hill in order to assist you, and it seems as if I won't be of any need.
Leave it to a rat to show up late.
I'm Nicodemus, and you are?
Julius Cheeser.
It's very fine to meet you.
What do you want, rat?
I keep an ear open for trouble, and this fox has unfortunately been wreaking havoc on all of us. And so I've been sent out to be sure that there was some kind of end put to this creature, although it seems as if you've cut me to the chase there, lad.
I think I've shown a mouse's worth.
Absolutely. You'll find there. I'm sure you have your reasons to jump to the judgments that you have here, lad. But I must assure you, the relations I've had with mice in the past have been all quite pleasant, to be sure, quite pleasant. Although I can certainly understand your hesitance to jump into a friendship with me. Well, what is it that you're doing all the way out here? You aren't a resident of this little town down here, are you? You don't look to be.
No, we're sent out. And actually, I'm not even sure why we're telling you anything.
Interesting.
While
Shall we
they're
cut?
chatting,
Yes.
Can I do a healer roll on Wolf just to make sure that he's all
sure.
good?
Yeah, he's definitely under some kind of a condition here, like an injured condition. So for absolutely, you could do a healer roll and help him get back up
I
to
imagine
snuff.
he's already smoking, actually.
Yeah, he probably
Yeah.
is.
He's just
I'm fine. I don't know what you're so worried about. I'm absolutely fine.
I
just
got
covered
an
in
axe
icky
and 3
stuff.
swords.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's great now. If he wasn't before, now he's fine.
I just gave him a gooseberry tart.
Yeah. You just
I
needed,
was like-
yeah, you just
That's
needed to
right.
know that people believed
And
in
like
him and
a
he felt
hug.
okay. Yeah. Through the power of friendship, you heal this mouse back to his usual
This is how
self.
I,
He
this is
feels
how I
much
know how
better.
to do things. It's the only thing I know how to do. It's
Right.
Just be nice to people.
So, Tom and Brick, you two had been making your way into this town to essentially prepare for what you thought was going to be really a much bigger fight. But turns out it wasn't so crazy after all. That said, you all are making your way down this hill, the fox fight raging behind you. And you are actually cut off by a little brown mouse who is really booking it, trying to make it up this hill. And he quite literally almost smacks into you, Brick.
Ah!
And pardon me, I'm so sorry. I was just looking for. Oh, welcome to Thistledown. My name's Rag, and I've been sent to help you all with your quest.
Well, perhaps you could lead us back to Thistledown. I think there are some preparations in order to ensure that the city is safe.
Oh, yes, of course. And he, his little nose twitches, and he does the little mouse thing with his hands, and he turns around, and he follow me, and now back on all fours, he is racing back into town.
Yeah,
Yeah,
follow
follow.
suit.
Perfect.
I love the idea that these two mice are gonna go in and burn the town down.
That was not Brick's pitch, and you know it, Sarah.
Not at all.
Incredible. So you all make your way into town. You can see there are mice here. They are already battening down the hatches, preparing for the worst. Rag is ahead of you. Right, so I think the best thing to do is probably going to be to try and get with as many of the authorities as we can. You're the first mouse guard to arrive, so not quite sure what the procedure should be. What do you all think we should do?
My companion here had a really excellent idea that I think we should create a sort of smoking ward of some kind around the perimeters of this town to
Right.
ensure that anything that is averse to acerbic scents and things in the air will be warded away. So I think perhaps if we can gather anybody versed in herbs and things of that nature.
We're gonna make stinky fires.
That's the
All
better
right,
way to
yeah,
do
I
it.
could do that. I consider myself pretty brave and strong and capable myself, so I definitely
Wow.
think single-handedly we can handle this, right?
More hands make light work. So I
Or
think,
it could just be me.
well, maybe if you could help lead the charge of the many people that should be helping
right.
us, I think.
Or totally hear you. Or it could be maybe just the three of us.
So where's everyone else?
Enough about them.
Right, okay, I'll show you. We've got a mayor, I guess.
I think that would be. Let's start there. And if you know what, if they say Rag is the one, he's the only one, then I will eat my hat.
All right. Well, that's a weird metaphor.
I'm a mouse
And he
with a
leads
hat.
you
I'll eat
further
it.
into
I won't,
town.
it won't be pleasant, but I'll do it.
Come on, we're wasting
Probably make it
time.
taste good first. Yeah, let's go.
He rushes into town. You see, he's got you've seen mice use these before, And at first you thought that it was just like a sword, like a regular sword. But no, he has like the end of a very, very large tack affixed to his belt. You can tell it is because there's still some kind of like wooden residue at the top of it, almost as if he had broken it off of something.
Some Hollow Knight shiz.
Yeah.
Big nail energy. Yeah.
Yep.
And so you get the sense that this is something that must have belonged to a creature much bigger, and that he has repurposed it for his own use.
Oh.
But he doesn't know any smiths, or there are no smiths willing to provide him with
Oh.
any sort of weaponry.
Suppose they do things different up north.
He like busts the door open to the bears. Like it's like a very small little like essentially like a little sheriff's office. There's like one person there, maybe like a deputy.
Yeah.
And you can see that there's this little slight this little sleight of form, this little white mouse with sort of gray tipped dappled ears and a little bit of gray spotting down her back, and she sort of whips around and she Rag, what are you doing back so quickly? I sent you out to go and get the rest of the guard. We don't have time for this. And Rag, right, yeah, so you did, and I'm here and we're back and everything's gonna be totally great. Didn't I do an amazing job? Ma'am. And she's like,
Hey, polite. I'm okay with this kid. He's
and
polite.
then
Yeah.
he sort of steps out of the doorway and reveals that you two are there. But you get the sense like he wanted, to be sure that like she knew that like he knew like what he was doing. You know what I mean?
Sure,
like
sure.
he's in charge here.
Oh yeah.
Right, just wanted to make sure everything was in the welcoming. And he steps aside and kind of ushers you two in. And perfect, the professionals are here. So, this fox problem, it's pretty immediate from what I gather.
Yes.
Yes.
Please.
Yeah, he's right up there. But what we have some of our party members are heading him off right now, and I think that the best way to make sure that he loses interest in the town is to build up bonfires around town and smoke him out. Build up bonfires, maybe throw peppercorns onto the fire, something that spices the fox's eyes and makes him not want to be around here anymore.
I wonder, to sort of add on to this idea, my companion here is quite skilled as a craftsperson, and I wonder if there's something that we can do. I can help scavenge for all of the herbs and things that we might need. I wonder if there's something that you could create that would force that acerbic smoke, whatever we create, in a particular direction or outward in different directions. A spinning apparatus of some kind to move air in a certain direction. Do you think something like that would be useful in this endeavor?
I mean, it would be. I don't know if we have the time, but
Okay.
I mean, we need to build the fires first.
Of course.
Yes.
Well, and this is short term and long term. If we can help drive this fox away.
That's a good point.
Drive this fox away now. Who's to say this fox doesn't have compatriots or people that would come looking for, or creatures that would come looking for it? And so, being so close to the city, you would want to ward against current and future defenses.
Right, I'm just going to stop you there. It did not occur to either of you that perhaps we might be wildly concerned at the fact that we're setting fires around the perimeter of a town which is also surrounded by grasses which, especially in the summer, tend to get quite dry.
Yes, well, we can scavenge for the proper materials and build, perhaps again, craft some kind of apparatus to keep the flame contained.
And how did we expect to do this so quickly?
It's also spring.
Yes,
it's spring.
Summer is coming, though, dear.
But spring is when
I
the
know.
grass is.
I'm aware of the problem
and
now.
I know that summer is dry. No, I'm sorry.
Well, what do you think, Brick? Do you think what sort of material do you think we could use to contain a fire such that only the smoke would billow and we would not catch any?
Well, rather than making a few big fires, if you have pieces of stone plates, things like that, we could set those out. A bunch of little fires on the stone plates, make sure that nothing catches underneath.
It could be bowls, pots, cooking apparati, anything that we would use that we know would not succumb to flame so easily.
Oh,
We can start there, and then we can have the Mouse Guard in Lockhaven send more supplies to ensure that you are well stocked.
I understand your trepidation, we just walked past. The fox is right on that
I
hill.
understand. Rag. Yes, ma'am, you got me anything you need, ma'am. I'm right here. Right, so we are going to need, kindling. And let cook know we're gonna need as many pots and pans as we can gather, yes? I think the best way to do this is not going to be to start with the border. We're gonna have to protect the largest individual homes which we can. And from there, we may be able to build some kind of infrastructure, perhaps with your expertise. But for starters, just to keep this thing away, yes?
Absolutely.
And she will lead the charge, but also send off Rag and you two to spread the news and try to get these fires going as quickly as possible as
Great.
the fight rages on at the top of this hill.
Cool.
I would like each of you to please make Persuader. I think, let's do this. I would love for one of you to do a Persuader check to convince the town that they're not going to be setting their whole shit on fire. And one of you to roll whatever check you think would be applicable for the building and lighting of these things without setting everything on fire. So
I'm happy to do the persuader if you want to go for the craft.
Yeah, I mean,
Great.
I think carpentry again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would make sense. And how do the wises work again? Like,
we can assist each other.
oh, okay. So I can't use my wise to
he could
assist.
use
Well, I
wise
mean,
to assist
yeah.
you.
Got
You
it.
could use
Okay.
wise
I
to
can
assist
use a wise for you. Yeah.
Rag will spend one wise to give you an extra dice, Ben.
Can I use herb wise to help with whatever
Yes, you can.
brick is burning? I'll do that.
For the peppers and stuff.
And then
that's
I'd
another
also
die?
love to use my compassionate trait for my persuader check, if that's okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Vane Dead, it did rain recently. She's concerned about long-term endeavors, not the immediate future.
Yeah.
So I add 2 dice.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm giving you one and she's giving
Extra
you
ones.
I am also. Can you spend multiple traits on one roll?
I think so. You can just only use each trait one
Once.
time.
Okay. So I'd like to spend my steady paw trait and my bold trait
Yeah.
to build this thing as fast as I can.
All right.
I'll burn a second trait as well. I'm gonna use guard's honor
Perfect.
to instill a
convince,
sense of
yeah.
protection in them, and I'll use all 5.
Yes.
All right. Each of you roll and let me know your final count.
I'm also going to spend my blessings.
Oh God, I forgot we had those.
Yes.
Thank you.
Woo!
Oh God. Yeah, I'm gonna need.
Don't goof it.
I only goofed at small time.
Okay.
The T-shirt.
There it
It's
is.
here.
I goofed it big time.
I goofed it big
goofed it big time.
time.
Goofed it big time.
It is me.
It's real good. It's real
It's even
good.
got my bangs and everything.
So how does exploding the axes work?
You spend a fate point.
So you spend a fate point and then you roll additional dice? Or-
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So the axe that
Yeah.
you rolled first would still count, and then you would get to roll that dice again.
Cool.
I'm gonna use a persona point to roll another die
Lovely.
because I want to make sure this is good.
I'm going to spend my fate point because I rolled 2 axes on this.
Okay.
Woo!
How many do I have?
It's 9 success.
Woo!
You do it so good, bud. Good job.
I'll burn 2 of my blessings to put me at 5 successes.
Yeah, and I'm using all my successes, Ryan. Or all my blessings.
I'm using.
Oh, you already got it. Thank you.
I'm using 2 of my 3. Yeah. And this was a persuader check. So let me mark that off. Okay.
All right. That was carpentry for me. Stealing.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, so what did you roll, Nick?
5 successes. No axes, only swords.
So good.
3 swords plus 2 blessings.
So, all right, lovely. So here's what happens, Steves. Brick, you know for a fact that despite how quickly you had to pull this system together, it would have worked. But just literally as you were like dropping the torch down into the first kind of series of pots, you see this bright glowing orb at the top of the hill and this like sort of beam of energy emanates out from it. And you hear a little cracking sound, and you see at the top of the hill the fox is lying motionless.
Oh.
And you can hear at the top of the hill, I think, one elderly rat voice, "Stop! Everyone hold your fire! Literally!" But Tom, you were able to successfully, everyone is really on board with this mission. Part of the reason we were able to build this system so quickly is everybody was like, okay, we're gonna do it.
Especially driving home, it's very simple. It has things you already have in your household. Don't be afraid to keep extra peppercorns and spicy things handy, because even if we don't need them now, you may need them in the future, and it's better to be safe than sorry. Yes?
Right. And so I think, Brick, whether or not you choose to ultimately light these things, you know that the conflict is over, for now. But you feel pretty confident that you would have been able to ward off this fox, potentially, if this town had garnered the attention of even something larger, like a wolf, or even like a honey badger or a bear. You may even then have been able to have scared off a creature of quite large and intimidating size. Incredible. So, this brings us to the end of the GM's turn. We now enter what is called, this game's going to go a little bit late, I'm sorry. We enter what is called the player's turn. Each player gets one free test. Spend checks earned during the GM's turn for additional tests. So here's what happens, my loves. You all made it through the hard part of the game. And now what you get to do is the role play part of the game.
That's fun. I like that. That's very fun.
So the player's turn begins once the patrol has arrived, safely out of their, final obstacle. Each player has one free check plus any that you've earned from tests during my turn. You haven't earned anything extra special during this turn, so you're all good. Cool. You can spend your checks to recover from conditions. None of you are superbly injured. You can spend your checks to recover any items. That doesn't have to worry. You don't have to worry about that. May use your checks to. So yeah, essentially, you've done it. You made it through. You now all get to do a handful of extra rolls. Each of you gets one to do whatever it is that you want to do. You each get one free test, basically, to just further the plot in whatever direction you might choose. And then after that, we have a quick end of session little wrap up, and then we'll be done.
Yeah.
So, this is your game. I'm handing you the metaphorical reins. Anything that your little character's heart's desires.
I'm stuck between which check this would be. It's between two, but I think especially with the sort of unexpected boon that we did not have to implement this ward system that we created so haphazardly.
Right.
Which means that should Thistledown experience another threat, they are even more aptly prepared.
Right.
I think I would love to capitalize on, in this moment before the guard leaves them, I think I would love to capitalize on that moment and either do like a survivalist check to try to locate more spicy herbal material that they can backstock.
Okay.
Or I was also thinking maybe an instructor check to teach them how to light these warding fires with Brick's assistance maybe.
Right.
To give them all like, a very quick instructional on how to best light these fires for the most, and so hopefully that would make these wards more useful for them in the future as well. So I'm not sure.
So I wonder if so I think Brick would talk to Tom. Is it all right if we do some role play before the rolls? Is that?
Yeah.
I'm undecided, so I'm happy to to talk it out and see what happens.
So Tom.
I think Julius and Naylan, Nicodemus guides you down towards this town, and actually as he crosses this sort of gated threshold, seems as if a lot of the mice in town really recognize Nicodemus. He seems to get along with most of them. This is very extraordinary.
I'm very surprised. He's
Yeah.
very just.
As one would be, I think.
Yeah.
It's a bit unheard of.
So, Tom,
Yeah.
first off, I want to say thank you for believing in my idea.
Thank you for having such a wonderful idea. You've done such a good for these people.
I don't know if this is okay, but I wanted to ask your permission to see if maybe I could do a little more for them. We were talking about maybe building something bigger, and we didn't have the time. But now that the fox is gone, I think I understand what they need here well enough that if you can help me convince them, if I can stay, then maybe I can help them build a permanent solution for warding off predators.
I think that's an excellent. I think the people of this settlement would gain quite a lot from your presence here. I don't know if it would really take much convincing, but I will do whatever you'd like me to do to ensure that you can stay.
Thank you. I'm not great at the convincing through speaking and things like that, but
Not a problem. I'm happy to do that for you.
thank you, Tom.
Of course. Any sort of inspiring language you think I should include? Any facts? Any ideas that you have that you would like me to relay?
Okay, I think that this would be what my check is, Brooke. I think I would
Yes.
like to very quickly draft a sketch of a fan system.
Nice. Yeah. hell yeah. It's like, how do you explain a fan without calling it a fan?
Right, exactly. So yeah, I want to sketch that out so that I can show Tom and Tom and I can show the villagers. Oh God, I spent all of my stuff already.
Can I spend one of my blessings for another person, or can they only be for me?
You can use your wise.
I don't know that I have a wise that would apply in this situation.
Sure, I would say like blessings are something that are donated.
What does tapping nature mean?
That's if
Nature-
you're unskilled.
If
in
you're
it.
unskilled in something. then you can
Oh,
use it.
unskilled. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so I can spend a persona point to add a die.
Yeah.
So I'll spend my persona point.
Nice. Yeah.
Um,
I have herb. I have herb wise, which I don't know that feels like the closest thing that I would have that
I think that could help.
of like
because
what materials you're using in the device.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Or if you were to use like some other kind of plant matter in the construction of what you're making.
yeah,
would
for
you-
the canvas for the fans.
As the representation of my own rules lawyer's firm, do you approve of that usage of that wise as okay?
Beautiful.
Okay, great. So
Thank
then I will
you.
do so, yeah.
And would I be able to redeem the curious trait for this check?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, big time.
I have not rolled since I put my brace on. I'm going to take that off. 2 success.
Great. I think those combined with your 9 successes before are more than enough to convince the mayoress of this town that you could be a very helpful addition to really moving Thistledown into a
Into the future.
in a really amazing direction. Yes, I'd be happy to have another woman around to help clean up this place. Yes.
I think that'd be great.
Perhaps in the meantime, we might find something else for Rag to go and do, as it were.
That's where my check maybe will come in. I would love Rag's assistance and only Rag's assistance
Right.
in doing a survivalist check to gather as much of whatever our herbaceous kindling would be to help fuel these wards for as long as possible.
Oh, yeah, I could totally do that, bro. That sounds great. I could totally do that.
Absolutely. It's sir to you.
Yes, sir, you
You're
got
quite
it.
a polite young man. I really do commend you on your manners.
Let's do it, sir.
Good lad.
What happened? What happened to Rag?
I don't know.
Very weird. Scared the
I would love
cockney
to-
right out of him. God.
Scared his
You
accent
respect
away.
that older, but not this one.
He was decockneyed.
I'm gonna use, if you'll allow me, the thoughtful trait for this.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think while all this is going on, I think Julius is gonna go up to Nayland and just kind of like, you know, your heroism didn't go unnoticed today. I think you embodied what it was to be a mouse. I looked to my side and I saw a mouse with no weapon, running into danger, trying to
Yeah.
save his fellow mouse.
And we did it.
And we did it.
So
And-
I don't think I ever need to get a weapon because I feel like this is like we made good choices today, you and me.
Yes, 100%. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. So I think for my check, I think I want to do an archivist check
Yeah.
to kind of write down my exploits, but I would be honored to include Nayland's name as part of that story.
That's
of
awesome.
my
Oh my
exploits
Gosh.
of taking down
That's
the
so
box.
dope.
That's so good.
Something we can show to Gwendolyn for sure.
Yep.
I got 3 successes for that survivalist check, including 1 axe.
Great. So yeah, you're gathering up all of these materials, right? Basically to help Brick look
Yeah,
good.
like starting with people's homes, seeing what they have already in stock, and then just sort of the brambles around the perimeter,
Amazing.
whatever we can gather.
Yeah, I think they, if anything, have overstock at this point because also
Great.
they were like prepared for
Also
before.
fine. Ensuring them these age quite nicely. They may turn brittle, but their potency does not reduce, so they will keep for some time.
Of course.
I got 2 axes on my rolls.
Oh, incredible. Yeah, I think you don't just write this thing down like if Mouse Shakespeare could see this now, like it would just be you feel really, really proud of your work, and you know that not only does it feel heroic as you're reading it, it also feels honest.
Right.
Like you are not self-aggrandizing as much as you might usually, but it still feels like a really true take on like a very harrowing fight that you led there. And I think Nayland would be proud of his small role in this greater play. of
So
your-
proud.
Exactly. So I think what Julius does real quick, he does take off his laurel and just kind of puts it on Nayland's head.
Cool.
It's on top of my flower hat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is like will take
Just-
a little
I'm
bit
just
now.
like collecting.
Which is probably good because I think we established the laurel is poison oak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
I don't know what plant it is, right? I'm like, it looks cool.
But
Yeah,
out of
well,
respect, I'm like, it's his choice, but it's so bad for your skin.
Amazing.
My check's gonna be truly insane.
I love to see it.
Unhinged.
Nayland is going to go up to Nicodemus. Hey, hi.
Yes.
That thing that you have, is that magic?
Yes.
Can I have some?
Why don't you roll for me? Some kind of like a circles check or like a
persuader?
persuader check.
Persuade-
Yeah, persuader
persuader?
for sure.
Can I
A
use
big persuader check.
inquisitive?
Sure.
Can I use clever?
Sure.
I have used none of my shit, you guys.
You got this is the time.
go.
If you're gonna make a
Yeah,
big
all of
swing,
it
do
is.
it.
Got
Yeah.
2 blessings.
Oh, you get 2
Yep.
blessings too.
gonna use them?
Yep. Okay. So, you know what else I haven't used? Is my fate. And I have 3 axes that I rolled.
Ooh.
And then we're gonna add in both of my my blessings, and that is gonna be a total of 8 successes.
Amazing.
Almost Brick's record, but not quite.
Hey,
that
you can hold that
exclude-
record
You know what?
for so long. You get to
I'm
leave
gonna
with that
let
record.
Brick have this one because I think Nayland's getting magic. So
Did you lose those 2 or you use those 2 blessings as well?
Mhm.
I had 4. I used them. Yeah,
Yeah.
I used them just
Okay.
now.
Wow. Okay. So, cool fact, chat. Magic doesn't fucking exist.
Yeah.
It's not a thing. There's
This is
no
how sorcerers are
wizard
made.
mice. There's not even like alchemy. Like they're just little mouses, and that's all that they is. So please take that into consideration as
I
I
guess
proceed
rats have
into this game. We are the rats doing magic shit and ruining my game.
I was like, Nicodemus could be a charlatan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It could be like it could be the glow is just
Knows.
like a bioluminescent like
It's just
jelly.
glass. Yeah, it's just catching the sun.
But
I
you
mean,
rolled an 8,
if it's
so like, let's
bioluminescence,
talk
that's
about it.
cool.
That's cool.
The David Blaine of the mouse card.
Oh my gosh. So he
Guys wanna see
sort
some
of
magic?
crotchetily kneels down before you.
I'm sorry.
Do you know the last little mouse to get curious about this staff here? She got herself into an awful pickle, you know.
It's a good thing I'm far more clever than she was.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I do need to keep the whole of this thing, but
Okay.
I'll tell you what. And he reaches up and he picks off. Well, I'll tell you what. He sort of circles one little rat paw over the glowing orb, and a little violet flower sort of grows out from what would have been what looked like this long dead wood that was encircling this stone. He picks off that single flower and he hands it to you very gingerly. Imbued in this flower, you will find something that might be quite helpful to you or one of your compatriots on your continuing journey, yes? Now, use it wisely. You're not going, it's not an ongoing sort of thing, yes? And let's keep this between the two of us. Yes, I don't need a bunch of other little. You're all quite charming, but I don't need a bunch of other little mouseholes skittering up to me asking for favors, yes?
Yeah. I just sort of gesture behind me, like, "Is that not right? the people, the other mice who have potentially from the town, like the kids that are like, what's going on over here with the
Yeah,
glowing
yeah,
gun?"
yeah.
Ixnay.
As far as all of them are
Um,
concerned, it's just a flower, yes?
Right.
Good.
Just can I ask a a clarifying question?
Yes.
Like, how do you use it? Do you eat it?
You'll
Do you,
know.
Rub it on a thing? Great. That obviously I will know.
When the
Yeah,
time comes, you will know.
that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I'm very clever.
Yes. And I'm
Yes.
a very mysterious old man who doesn't like answering questions. And now, away
Yeah.
I will go. And he stands up. And he
This guy
starts
gets
to
it.
just old man wander away into the town.
Okay.
Does the mass effect?
Well,
I should go.
you're still right here.
I
Bye.
should go.
Bye.
We're going the same direction. This is awkward now.
Oh
This
no!
is-
Oh no!
You have
was
such
walking-
younger, smaller legs than
Oh,
me. You could literally
I
go
do.
anywhere that you want. It's so
I
much
know,
more
but
difficult
this was
for
the way I
me.
was supposed to go
All right.
because this
Well,
is the
this
way.
is fine.
I like your.
And on
cloak.
that
It's
note, my
very
loves,
cool.
what I think we should do, because this is a 4-part game, is we will do the end of session little bits and bobs during Mice to Meet You.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Because it won't take very long, and it's mostly fun little logistical things where we give each other like bonus points for being good role players. So we can do that during that. But
Yay.
on that lovely note, Brick, do you have any parting little roleplay thoughts you might have for this team before we leave you behind onto our next quest and journey?
So, I think that I want to find Naylan. And yeah, have a little chat. Naylan,
Yes.
hi.
Hi.
I wanted to. I know I like kind of said sorry already, but I wanted to, really apologize for how I treated you. I was jealous because usually things come kind of naturally to me, but I was messing up a lot today and the past few days, and things seem to come really naturally to you too, and I felt threatened by that, and I just wanted to apologize, and I hope there's no hard feelings. And I hold out a little mouse hand.
I bypass it and hug you.
Oh, okay.
It's okay. I know sometimes, I mean, this happens with Wolf a lot. Sometimes when you're sad or scared, it comes out as maybe not so nice to people around you. And so I know that you were just sad or scared. And so, like, I'm glad that you feel better.
Thanks, Nayland. I think you're going to be a great mouse guard.
I'm gonna take my little flower hat off and put it on her.
Amazing. Brick's gonna wear it till it wilts.
Yeah.
And mechanically, I would like to pass on my new choice that is unspent to Sarah,
Aww.
so that
nice.
it can find life beyond the
yeah.
character of Brick. And I would also like to I would like to pop by Julius. Like, did you single-handedly kill that fox?
You know, I came, I saw, I conquered.
That's pretty wild. That's pretty good work. I was a little worried that you were all talk, but that's wild.
You know, I want people to know that, you know, us mice, we're tough.
I'll try to show that to people too. And then I think that most of what needs to be said to Tom was already said, but I think that Brick would go up to him and just say thanks for everything, and hold out her hand.
Thank you for everything. Meet your hand and then take it and turn it over and take a little bit of whatever and break it and take
I put it in my pocket and I walk away.
I had sort of no offense to squirrels, squirreled away a little. I know we're mice. I had sort of kept a little bit of whatever plants we're using in this stockpile and just sort of tuck a little bit of it into the friendship bracelet I gave you earlier. You're going to do wonders here. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, Tom.
Of course. And I'll be back to visit soon, I'm sure. I have to show Gavin what we've been doing out here. I think he'd either find it incredibly inspiring or an act of herbalist sacrilege. But I think either way, he'd like to see it. So.
Maybe both.
Maybe both. Well, we won't know until we find out. But I'm sure the two of us will be around again, and I look forward to seeing you then.
And are you?
Yeah.
Bye, Tom.
Bye, Brick.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And on that delightful note, thank you all so much for joining us this evening. If anything you saw tonight was worth at least $1, you know what you should do is you should consider joining us over on our Patreon. We've got all kinds of really neat exclusive content over there. Like, for example, tonight we're going to answer any questions you all might have. If you just slide them into our Discord, we will be answering all of those questions on a little show called Mice to Meet You. So go over to the Mouse Guard Discord, throw your questions in there, and we will also be doing the end of session wrap up on there, which includes reading off our beliefs, instincts, and goals, awarding fate and persona points as appropriate, and giving away embodiment, MVP, and workhorse awards. Which are really cool, and those give us, our fun players, even more cool tools to play with next week.
Love it.
But you're only going to get to see it if you go over to our Patreon. So,
It's true.
thank you all so much for joining us this evening. Players, any silliness. Any parting thoughts before we send them all away into what I presume is going to be the most funnest raid of all time?
Brick is no longer my enemy on my character sheet.
Aww.
Instead, it's Wolf Greyclaw.
As it should be.
That guy, man. Fuck that guy. You had no plan, then you got 8. What do you want now?
I'm completely
Brick's my
serious.
buddy.
It was my plan the whole time was to get eaten, obviously. What are you talking about? It was just so that Nealon could grow in his bravery and...
Respectfully, we will never agree on probably anything.
Respectfully, I fucking hate you.
Respectfully, I disagree with literally your entire being. You have a great day.
Who are we gonna raid tonight? Art Heart Studios. Give them a little hello.
Yeah, tell them Messenger.
As for the rest of you, thank you so much for joining us tonight, and I hope I'll see you next week. It was real nice to meet you, as it were. And bye, Ben. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Goodbye.
So long.
We hate to see you go, but it's nice to watch you leave.
Oh.
Nice. I mean, mice.
Mice.
Bye.
Squeak, squeak, squeak.